Welcome in to the Lions Den here at Louisville High School for girls basketball sub-district play in the C1-3 sub-district at Louisville. Tonight we have the number 4 Boys Town Cowboys taking on the Louisville Lions here at Louisville. This is Nick Krause along with
Gage Schulting
calling the action here tonight. First, let's talk about the starting lineups for Boys Town Cowboys. Number 13, Haley Holm, who's a 5'6" senior. Number 20, Savannah Newbold, a 5'8" junior. Number 23, Megan Lambert, a 5'6" sophomore. Number 32, Samaria Coonigan, a 5'9" senior. And number 41, Sanaya Felder, a 5'5" senior. The head coach is Michelle Matolovich. Assistant coaches are Angie Knott, Paula Grinvalds, and Lexi Anderson.
And now your starters for the home team on the scoreboard, the number 1 ranked Louisville Lions. Number 3, a 5'7" senior, Mackenzie Norris. Number 21, a 5'11" freshman, Lexi Hans. Number 23, a 5'7" junior, Avery Heilig. Number 31, a 5'7" senior, Lauren Voda. And number 41, a 6-foot freshman, Ella Johnson.
Coaches for Louisville are
Coaches for Louisville, head coach Wally Johnson, assistant coaches Jeff Hahn and Carrie All.
Talking to the coaches prior to the game, keys to tonight's ball game, Michelle Matolovich mentioned that they want to slow down the Louisville shooters because when they get open shots, they're going to take them. And they're going to make sure they want to handle the pressure that Louisville brings upon anybody else. Meanwhile, Coach Johnson mentioned they want to be sharp and play with energy and make sure that, this was the challenge he mentioned prior to the game, that, there was no school today. So make sure they're in routine, create turnovers and rebound at both ends of the court, and make sure they're balanced on offense with both perimeter and inside scoring. Here's the tip. The tip's going to be controlled by Louisville.
Avery Heilig's going to get the ball there. She brings it down the court. She gives it up to Hands at the top of the key. Hands down to Norris on the wing. Norris looks around. Boys Town playing some soft man. Over to Hands. Back to Norris for 3. Norris's 3's up and no good to the right. There's going to be a hustle, and Boys Town's going to come down with the rebound.
Layup is up and good. Boys Town with the early 2-0 advantage. 7:40 to go in this ball game, or in the beginning, first quarter.
Hands pushes it down the court. Gives it to Heilig. Heilig in the corner for 3's up and good, so she responds quick. Lions up by 1. 7:30 left here in the first quarter.
Layup was Haley Holm on that last for Boys Town. Meanwhile, Boys Town's trying to push it down court. Mackenzie Norris with the steal.
Mackenzie Norris going to bring it down. Gives it over to Heilig. Heilig gets it into Johnson. Johnson's layup's up and no good. She tips it around.
Rebound's going to be Megan Lambert. Lambert's going to pass it off to Holm. Holm's going to bring it up the court for Boys Town. Boys Town will take a shot from 3. The bank looked open, but it was no good. Rebound, Avery Heilig.
Heilig brings it down the court with some good pace. She's looking around, drives it into the elbow. Kicks it back out to Johnson for the long 2. Her jumper's up and no good. Rebound. Actually, it's going to
tip out of bounds off of Coonigan. Coonigan off of Boys Town, so it's going to be Louisville basketball.
Yeah, Louisville's going to look to inbound it here in their own corner. Kenzie Norris looks at the inbound. It gives it off to Heilig. Heilig in the corner for 3's up and good.
Boom!
She's 2 for 2 from 3 so far. 6:45 left in the first quarter. Lions up by 4, 6-2.
Boys Town's trying to handle this press. Meanwhile, Lexi Hand steals the pass.
Gives it off to Heilig. Heilig, another 3's up and good.
Boom!
She's
3 for
extremely
3.
hot from 3 right now. 3 for 3, lines up by 7 with 6:32 left here in the first quarter, 9-2. I think that's a really good start for the Lions so far.
Boys Town needs to just slow down this Louisville attack. They're going to look for that 3-point shot all game long.
Yeah, like Boys Town's head coach said, they need to handle the press, and they're not handling it very well right now. But I feel like if they can break the press, they'll be able to put themselves in some more scoring opportunities like they did on that first drive. That put them by 2 early, but the Lions have been on a 9-0 run here in the last minute or so.
Both teams mentioned some challenges they've had to face during this season, including even today. Coach Johnson talking about they're out of routine with the cold day. No school, so they've had to come to school and play this ball game. Right now, they're handling the pressure of not having that opportunity to handle the routine. Meanwhile, making sure they're consistent approach to the game. They want to play the basketball game that they play. Meanwhile, they're going to be concerned about the people sitting at the desk across from us, Mr. Hagee, if he's running the clock properly. Meanwhile, challenges that Boys Town faced was COVID and even taking the time off for their students to take those home visits home. So that's a big piece right now. Lauren Voda with the steal.
Yeah, back with the action. Lauren Voda gets a steal, gives it off to Heilig. Heilig with another three's up and no good. That's her first miss. Ella Johnson gets offensive rebound, goes up and misses again. Ella Johnson gets her own rebound again, puts it up. Third time's a charm for Ella Johnson. She puts it in, lines up by 9. Lauren Voda with the steal off the press, and she's going to be hacked on the web, so she'll go to the line for 2. Lines up 11-2 early on in this game. 6:11 left here in the first quarter.
Lauren Voda going to the line is a 45% shooter for Louisville. Meanwhile, that is the first team foul on Boys Town, and that is going to be number 23, Megan Lambert's first personal foul.
Lauren Voda misses her first free throw, but she's looking to make a 1 for 2 here on the next attempt. No new Lions check in for the game. Coach Johnson's going to stick with the starters. They seem to be doing a very good job here early on.
Checking in the lineup for Boys Town will be number 3, Aaliyah Longmore-Harris, a 5'6" freshman. Voda's
second free throw is no good, so she goes 0 for 2 from the line. And that offensive rebound is going to be tipped out of bounds by Norris of Louisville, so Boys Town's going to inbound it.
Boys Town will try to figure out this press. They're passing the ball around, trying to maintain possession, and Avery Heilig is going to knock it out of the bounds for Louisville. It's going to stay with Boys Town. So right now, Megan Lambert's going to inbound the ball for Boys Town.
Yeah, Boys Town looks to be running that YMCA line on the inbound there.
They're going to pass the ball around to number 32, Samari Kunigan, who's going to try to get it in to number 20, Savannah Newbold. But it's going to be taken away by Mackenzie Norris.
Norris pushes it down the court to Ella Johnson. And Ella Johnson's layup's up and good. So that's her 4th point of the night. Lions up by 11 now with 5:30 left here in the first quarter.
Kunigan passes off to Lambert, passes off to Longmore-Harris. And Kunigan's going to take a 3-point shot. Is up and no good. The ball's going to bounce around. Rebound. Lambert, shot is up and no good, but rebound Ella Johnson.
Ella Johnson's going to give it off to Lexi Hand. She brings it down the court, some good pace. Norris runs to the corner. Norris back to Hands to Johnson. Heilig calling for the ball on the opposite wing. Heilig drives in for the left-hand layup. She's going to be fouled on the way up, so she'll go to the line for 2 for her first free throws of the night.
The foul is going to be second time on Boys Town tonight. It's going to be on Elena Johnson, number 15. That's her first personal foul for Boys Town. Avery Heilig going to the line tonight is a 70% free throw shooter.
Her first free throw's up and good. So Lions are 1 for 3 tonight from the free throw line into the game.
Number 41, Sanaya Felder for Boys Town.
Or back into the game, I should say.
Yeah.
Heilig approaches her second free throw. It's up and good. So she's 2 for 2 from the line. Lines up by 13 with 5:10 left here in the first quarter.
Boys Town passes it in to Savannah Newbold, back to Lambert. But the pass is going to be stolen by Avery Heilig down in the corner.
Heilig dribbles around. Pass over to the opposite block to Voda. Her layup's up and no good.
Rebound Lambert. Lambert's going to pass off to Longmore-Harris, who's going to try to find the next pass over number 15, Elena Johnson, whose shot is up and no good. Rebound, Avery Heilig.
Heilig pushes up the court, some good pace, gives it off to Norris. Norris, nice pass down to Johnson for the easy layups, up and good.
4:42 to go. It's 17-2 Louisville.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the press is hot for Louisville. Boys Town still trying to figure out how to handle it. Passing around, eventually gets to Johnson. Johnson is going to pull up.
There's going to be a trap up in the corner, and they're going to call it out of bounds on Boys Town. So Lions are going to take over possession right at the scores. They're going to call a timeout, yeah.
So Boys Town's going to call a timeout, kind of try to stop this momentum that Louisville has picked up here at 4:26 to go in the first quarter. So it's going to be a 30-second timeout called by Boys Town. One of the things that Boys Town's coach, Michelle Matulovich, mentioned is the joy that these games are now being live streamed, especially right here on YouTube with the LPS activity count. So it's a good thing that some of these students are able to have their parents around the nation be able to see their kids play basketball here tonight. So that was one of the things, even though COVID has been a challenge for all people here in this building, it's been an opportunity for parents to see their children play if they're not able to be in the gym. So that is one thing that is good that has come out of COVID.
Well, there's not a whole lot of bright spots, but I think that's definitely one of them is YouTube and everyone getting to watch.
Meanwhile, Boys Town has the offensive possession, but it's going to be stolen by Jalen Gaston of Louisville.
Gaston gives it up to Leach. Leach passes down court to Cats down to Voda underneath. Voda's layup's up and good. Lions up by 17, 19-2. 4 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Longmore Harris gives it to over the Newbold, but Newbold gives it back. Lambert to Newbold. Newbold looking for the next pass, trying to get it across to Johnson, but it's stolen by Jalen Gaston.
Kalkowski, yeah.
Kalkowski, yeah.
Kalkowski had the steal. She takes it down the court by herself, puts the layup up for 2. Puts the Lions up by 19, 21-2 with 3:45 left in the first quarter.
Boys Town tries to get past that press, but meanwhile, Jennifer Katz steals the ball.
Jennifer Katz gives it off to Leach. Leach down to Kalkowski. They're going to trap Kalkowski down in the corner. Kalkowski, nice pass out to Leach. Leach for 3's up and no good. Left it just a tad short. But Voda's going to come down with offensive rebound. Pass over to Katz. Katz for layups up and no good. She's going to get her own rebound. Whole bunch of people under the hoop. Boys Town ultimately comes down with the rebound.
Newbold gets it and gives it off to Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris comes down the court, picks up her dribble, tries to pass cross court to find the next Boys Town Cowboy, but it's going to go out of bounds off Boys Town.
End of the game for the Boys Town Cowboys is going to be number 23, Megan Lambert.
22, Kyrie Parker.
I cannot see. Anyways, Leach brings it down the court for the Lions. Passes it off to Katz. Katz dribbles down to the corner to Leach. Leach passing around, gives it off to Gaston. Gaston kicks out to Kalkowski, and they're going to call it a 3-second violation on the Lions. So Boys Town's going to take over possession under their own hoop with 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Parker is going to inbound the pass to Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris is going to slowly bring the ball up the court, crossing the midcourt line and the power line logo. Passes off to number 22, Parker. Parker is going to pass off to Newbold. Newbold to Longmore Harris. And down to the corner to Lambert. Lambert back to Longmore Harris, who loses the handle on the ball, maintains possession before the midcourt stripe. Gets it over to number 22, Parker. Parker gets it up to Newbold at the top of the key. Passes back to Parker. Parker over to number 41, Felder. Felder is being defended by Voda, but the tip by Katz gets it back to Felder. Felder tries to get it in, but Gaston steals it.
Yeah, Gaston was a couple steals here early on. Anyways, Leach brings it down, gives it off to Kalkowski. Kalkowski passes it into Voda. That's going to be stolen by a Boys Town Cowboy.
Felder takes it and gives it off to Parker. Parker's going to slowly bring it up the court. Gets it over to Longmore Harris. Down in the corner to Lambert. Lambert trying to call out an offense. Gets it over to Newbold. Newbold at the top of the key to Parker. Parker over to Felder. Felder is going to take a huge 3, but it's not going to make the iron, and it's going to go out of bounds. Louisville Lions basketball. Into the lineup for Boys Town is going to be number 13, Haley Holm, and number 14, Cameron Wilburn. Officials are going to blow the whistle. Make sure everybody.
Oh, they're going to call it out of bounds on the lines. There must have been a tip on that shot. Yeah, I think there was a tip on that shot. So the Boys Town's going to take possession over under the Lions hoop with 2 minutes left.
So Wilburn's going to inbound this pass for Boys Town as they're trying to set up a inbound pass. Longmore Harris has it, gives it to Felder. Felder goes back to Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris is going to get it at the top to Wilburn. Wilburn's going to give it over to Holm at the wing. She's going to go towards the corner, but passes off to Newbold. Newbold gives it to Wilburn. Wilburn gives it in to Holm, who goes up. Shot is blocked by Kalkowski, and it's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say actually off of Boys Town. So back into the lineup for the Lions will be number 41, Ella Johnson.
Yeah, Lions are going to inbound it here. Cats will pass it into Leach. 1:45 left here in the first quarter. Lions up by 19. Leach dribbles it down. Looks over to Katz. Katz, nice pass down to Johnson. Johnson, bounce pass to Kalkowski for the mid-range jumpers up and no good.
Rebounds can be Haley Holm of Boys Town. She's going to slowly bring it up the court for Boys Town. Try to slow down these Louisville Lions. She's going to try to pass it in.
I'm going to call it jump ball.
Jump ball.
Boys Town's going to maintain possession now under the Lion hoop.
1:22 to go here in the first quarter. 2 team fouls for Boys Town, none for the Lions. Wilburn's going to pass this ball in on the inbound, and it's going to deflect. Sagan Leach thinks she has it, but Longmore Harris maintains possession. Gives it off to Felder. Felder gives it over to Wilburn, who tries to get it in the Holm. Foul is called.
I think it's going to be on Kalkowski. Yeah, foul's going to be on.
Well,
or Gaston, excuse me. That's going to be Gaston's first, team's first of the quarter, half. So Lions staying out of foul trouble. No one with really any fouls so far.
Back in the lineup for Boys Town, number 32, Samaria Kunigan. Inbound pass and they go to Felder, and there's going to be a foul called. The inbound pass underneath the hoop. This is going to be on
They're going to call that on Jalen Gaston again. That's going to be her second, team second of the half. And
Megan Lambert's going to check right back in for Boys Town.
And into the game for the Lions, give me number 45, Aaron the Stolmanator Stolman. As I was told to say by Coach Johnson.
Inbound pass is going to go over the line, but that's okay. Meanwhile, Newbold takes the ball. He's going to pass off to number 32, Coonigan. Coonigan gets it over to Holm. Holm, way off the top of the key, will pass off to Coonigan. Coonigan giving it back to Holm. Goes up for the little shot. It is up and no good. Rebound, Ella Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson's going to work hard for a rebound there. She gives it off to Leach. Leach pushes down to Kolkowski. Kolkowski down to Stolman underneath. Stolman's lips up and good. That'll put the Lions up by 21 here with 45 seconds left in the first quarter.
Haley Holm brings up the ball for Boys Town. Boys Town is staying outside the perimeter, trying to find the next pass. Newbold will take it. Gives it off to Coonigan. Coonigan tries to go to the corner, takes a shot, is up, and good. That's going to be a 2-point basket, 23-4, Louisville advantage. Meanwhile, Louisville is looking for the inbound pass. Stolmanator will come down to inbound.
Yeah, she passed it off to Leach. 15 seconds left. Leach passes it down to Katz. Katz, nice post entry to Johnson. Johnson's going to be hacked on the way up. So she'll go to the line for 2 and her first free throws of the night.
This is going to be Boys Town, third team foul of the half. The foul is going to be on. It's going to be Sania Felder with the personal foul. That's her first of the night. Third team foul, as mentioned. 12.5 to go here in the first quarter.
Johnson's first free throw's up and good. That makes the Lions 3 for 5 from the line so far tonight. So Coach Johnson will be pretty happy about that.
Ellen Johnson's a 52% free throw shooter from the line.
Johnson's second free throw is up and no good. Lifted just a tad short.
Rebound, Haley Holm for Boys Town. She's going to bring it down herself with under 8 seconds to go. She'll pass it off to Samaria Coonigan, who shoots, and it's off the front iron. Haley Holm goes for the ball, but it's going to go off of her out of bounds. It's going to be Louisville with 1.5 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Leach is going to get the inbounds here, and she's going to look to put it up quick. 1.5 seconds left. She needs to put it up now. Her long-range shot is up and no good. She just had to throw up a prayer there, but at the end of the first quarter, Lions up by 20, 24-4 at the end of the first.
Right now, point getters for Boys Town Cowboys is going to be Haley Holm and Samaria Coonigan with 2 apiece. Meanwhile, for Louisville, Gage.
Leading scorers for the Lions is going to be number 23, Avery Heilig, with 11. Elle Johnson has 7. Aaron Stolman, Lauren Voda, and Leah Kolkowski each have 2 apiece.
All right, now a word from one of our corporate sponsors, Barnes Photography. Justin Barnes owns and operates Barnes Photography in Louisville and has been in operation since 2000. They offer all types of photography, and Justin is not limited to sports or senior picture photography. Justin has worked with nationwide companies and celebrities all over the world. Justin is a proud LHS alumni and has been a dedicated member of the community and supporter of Louisville High School activities and athletics. Today with Justin Barnes Photography by calling 402-234-2163. Thank you, Barnes Photography, one of our corporate sponsors of tonight's basketball from the sub-district here at Louisville.
Coach Krause, what are your opinions there on the first quarter of play so far in sub-district basketball?
Like Coach Matolovich mentioned from Boys Town, they have to handle that pressure better. And right now it's affecting them right away. Full court presses, and they had 3 3-point shots from Avery Heilig. Meanwhile, Louisville just needs to do what they're doing because they're scoring at will. They are handling whatever Boys Town is trying to put at them. So right here, yeah, Avery Heilig up for 3, and it's up and good. Boom.
That's going to be Heilig's 14th point of the night. She has 4 3-pointers, I believe, here in the first half already.
Lambert's going to pass off to Newbold, who's at the top of the lane. It's going to pass to Coonigan. Coonigan to Lambert. Lambert back to Holm, who's trying to pass in, but it's going to be stolen by Mackenzie Norris.
Norris dribbles down, but she's going to be cut off by Holm. Gives it over to Hands. Hands in the corner, back to Norris. Norris pulls up for 3. It's up and no good to the left. But Voda's going to come down with the offensive rebound. She puts it up again, gets her own offensive rebound. It's no good. Ball is tipped around. Voda's going to get the offensive rebound. She's looking around, bounce pass over to Hands. Hands kicks it out to Norris, back to Hands. Hands back to Norris on the top of the wing. Norris will dribble it to the top of the key. She'll look to set up the offense here. Gives it over to Heilig. Heilig gives it off to Norris, back to Heilig. Heilig in the corner for 3 is up and good.
Boom.
That is her 5th 3-pointer in the first half tonight. That could be a record somewhere, I believe.
Coach Matolovich is still calling out the offense. I mean, such a game like this where it's kind of already at hand, at least she's still showing fire, trying to keep her girls up and going. Sanaya Felder has the ball. She goes up for the shot. It's up and no good, but rebound, Lauren Voda.
Lauren Voda gives it off to Hands. Hands pushes down to Heilig. Heilig's going to pass it a little strongly over to Norris. Norris gives it off to Voda for the mid-range jumpers, up and no good. Norris is going to hustle, get the offensive rebound, bounce pass over to Hands. Hands back to Norris. Norris pulls up for three. It's up and no good to the right.
Rebound, Newbold. Newbold will give it off to Holm. Holm's going to bring it up the court for Boys Town. Across the midcourt stripe, top of the key, she's going to pass off to Coonigan. Coonigan tries to get it into Newbold, but stolen by Ella Johnson, who's going to take it herself.
Ella Johnson's going to take it coast to coast, and she's going to be fouled on the way up. So she'll go to the line to look to make it a three-point play here. Score update is 32-4. Lions up by 28, I believe. Some quick math. 5:59 left here in the second quarter.
That foul was on number 41, Sania Felder. That's her second personal foul. Team fourth of this half at 5:59 to go. It's 32-4. 28-point advantage for Louisville. Ella Johnson's shot is up and good. 33-4 with 5:59 to go. Lambert's going to pass it in to number 13, Haley Holm for Boys Town. Holm's going to bring it up and give it off to Coonigan over on the wing. Coonigan's looking for the next pass, gets it over to number 15, Ellie Johnson, who just checked in. Meanwhile, the crowd for the student section is actually acting like there's time ticking off, which is not good. But meanwhile, pass from Voda to Johnson is no good as her shot misses. Meanwhile, Coonigan takes the ball up court for Boys Town. Boys Town gives it over to Holm. She's going to slow it down, dribble, gives it off to Johnson. Johnson across to Newbold. Newbold trying to check it in to Johnson, but it's not good.
Heilig's going to get the steal there. She passes it up the court to Johnson. Johnson's layup's up and no good. Norris gets the offensive rebound now, and she's going to be hacked on the way up. So she will go to the line for two shots there.
This is going to look like it's going to be on number 20, Savannah Newbold. It's her first personal foul.
Yeah,
and that's going to be the fifth team foul for Boys Town here at 5:12 to go in the first half.
Kenzie Norris is going to go to the line for her first free throws of the night. The first one's up and good. That puts the Lions up by 30 here in the second quarter. 34-4 with 5:12 left. Into the lineup for the Lions, number 11, Sagan Leach, and number 45, Aaron Stolman.
Mackenzie Norris is a 60% free throw shooter from the line.
Kenzie approaches her second free throw. It's going to be up and good. So she goes 2 for 2 from the line and into the game for the Cowboys. This is going to be number 3, Elia Longmore-Harris.
She will take the inbound pass, and she's going to try to pass it into number 13, Haley Holm. Holm's going to slowly bring the dribble up court for Boys Town. Boys Town's going to try to find a way to slow down these Lions right now. Pass to Newbold. Newbold the top to Johnson. Johnson will try to get it to Coonigan, which is stolen by Heilig. Shades of her sister, Alexis, going after the ball out of bounds. At least she maintained her footing. Meanwhile, Boys Town will get it back in to Haley Holm. Haley Holm will pass off to Ellie Johnson. Ellie Johnson gives it back to Haley Holm. Go to the Coonigan, and once again, Avery Heilig playing well. Gets it off the Boys Town Cowboys out of bounds to be Louisville basketball.
Into the game for the Boys Town Cowboys is going to be number 12, Alexis Abler, the senior, 5'6" senior for the Cowboys.
Sagan Leach is going to bring it up for Louisville at this point.
Sagan Leach passes off to Heilig. Heilig's three-pointers up and no good. That's only her second miss from 3 out of 7.
Ball's going to tip out of bounds off of Boys Town, so Mackenzie Norris will take this inbound pass underneath the hoop.
Mackenzie Norris looks around. She's going to give it off to Heilig on the wing. Heilig, she's going to drive, and they're going to call a travel on her, as she might have got a little too excited with the feet there. End of the game for the Lions is going to be number 13, Leah Kalkowski, number 5, Jennifer Katz, number 33, Jalen Gaston.
Longmore Harris will take this inbound pass for Boys Town. She'll pass it in to Samaria Coonigan for the number 32 for Boys Town. Passes over to Ellie Johnson. Ellie Johnson gets it into Coonigan, who goes up with the shot. No good. Ball's going to tip around, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Louisville.
Yeah, they're going to say Jalen Gaston touched that one out of bounds. But it's not really a big deal. Lions will play some good D down here underneath their own hoop.
So right now, Boys Town looking to get the ball in. It gets to Longmore Harris over on the wing. Her pass goes over to Haley Holm. Haley Holmes' pass is tipped by Jennifer Katz, but Samaria Kunigan retrieves it. Holm gets it over to number 12, Alexis Abler. Shot is up by Kunigan. It is up and good. It's a three-point shot, 35-7, with 4:06 to go in the first half.
Second lead to bring it down for the Lions. 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. It gives off to Kalkowski. Kalkowski down to Stolman. Her layup rolls around and ultimately falls out. Boys Town's going to get the rebound.
Abler with the rebound gets it off to Haley Holm. Haley Holm will stop, give it over to Abler. Abler over to Kunigan. Kunigan over to the corner to Johnson. Johnson quickly looking for the next pass to Holm, but it's picked up by Kunigan. Shot is blocked by Leah Kalkowski.
Yeah.
It's going to go to Sagan Leach.
Leach is going to get the rebound there. Leach dribbles down to the corner. Wants to get it up. She's going to get trapped in the corner, and her pass is going to be stolen
By Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris for Boys Town will go up. Her shot is up and no good. Rebound by Johnson. Her shot is up and no good. Aaron Stolman comes down with it, gives it off to Sagan Leach.
Leach passes it down to Kalkowski. Kalkowski wanted to get a nice skip pass over to Katz. Katz is wide open down the wing, but Gasson's going to go up for herself, and she's going to be fouled on the way up. So she'll go to the line for 2 for her first free throws of the night. That foul's going to be on number 3.
Longmore Harris. That's her first personal foul. Team 6th of the half for Boys Town.
There appears to be a bloody nose for the Cowboys.
So Megan Lambert's going to come in for number 13, Haley Holm. Meanwhile, Sanaya Felder is going to come in for number 32, Samaria Kunigan.
Gasson approaches her first free throw. Lions up by 28 here left in the half. Gasson's first free throw is up and good. So that puts the Lions up by 29 with 3:14 left here in the half.
Gaston is a 45% free throw shooter.
End of the game for the Cowboys is going to be number 20, Savannah Newbold. Gaston approaches her second free throw. It's going to go up and it's going to fall. She goes 2 for 2 from the line. Lions shooting pretty efficiently from the line so far tonight.
Longmore Harris will get it into Lambert, which goes right back to Longmore Harris as she brings it up for Boys Town. She gets it over to Felder. Felder gets over to Johnson, back to Felder. She's going to attack, but it's going to be stolen by Jennifer Katz.
Katz going to bring it on the court, 2-on-2. Katz is going to take it herself, and she's going to be fouled on the way up by Longmore Harris.
This is going to be Longmore Harris's second personal foul, team's number 7th for Boys Town here at 2:58 to go in the first half.
Yeah, so that'll put the Lions in the bonus here early on, or late in the second quarter, or second quarter. Jeez Louise. Katz misses her first free throw.
Back into the lineup for Boys Town is going to be number 14, Cameron Wilbert, and number 22, Kyrie Parker.
Katz is going to approach her second free throw. 2:58 left here in the half. It's up and good, so she goes 1 for 2 from the line on that trip.
Katz is a 44% free throw shooter, so 50% is probably a lot better than what she's used to. Number 20, Savannah Newbold, gets it back to Parker. Parker gets a cross over towards number 23, Lambert. Parker has it, gives it to Johnson. Johnson over to Wilburn. Wilburn into Newbold. Newbold gives it over to Lambert. Mishandles the ball, gives it over to the top of key to Parker. Parker looking for the next pass, gets it over to Lambert. Lambert quickly to Johnson. Johnson quick to Parker. Parker is dribbling the ball. Cross court to Lambert, but her pass is going to be stolen by Louisville as Sagan Leach comes down with it.
Lee Kokowski with some really good hustle there. She saves it and gets it back to Leach. Anyways, Katz going to bring down, pass off to Stolman to Kokowski. Kokowski for the long two's no good. Leach is going to get the offensive rebound. She's going to put it up, and it's going to be no good. But the ball's going to be tipped off of a Cowboy, so the Lions are going to maintain possession under the hoop. Looks like the Lions are going to crash down under the hoop here. Kalkowski inbounds it to Katz. Katz in the corner for threes. Up and good.
Boom.
Sinks it. That puts the Lions up by 34.
Meanwhile, at 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Meanwhile, Boys Town will quickly try to find an open shot. Johnson will take a shot, rebound, Leah Kalkowski.
Kalkowski can bring it down, 150 left here in the half. Gives off to Leach. Leach, nice pass over to Katz, but the pass is going to be tad high, but it's going to be tipped off of a Cowboy.
Tipped off of Ellie Johnson, who's going to stay with Louisville.
Yeah, Lions are going to inbound it here. Kalkowski doing the inbounding for the Lions. Kalkowski looks around. Lions set up a play. Katz crashes under the hoop, gives it off to Leach. Leach for three is up and no good. Tad Strong. Kalkowski is going to get the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Katz. Katz cross-court pass to Leach. Leach's long two is up and no good. Katzen going to get the rebound again. Gives it off to Kalkowski. Kalkowski takes it herself, and one is good for Kalkowski. So she'll go to the line and look to make this a 3-point play with 1:33 left here in the half. Kalkowski will be shooting her first free throws of the night.
This foul is going to be on number 23, Megan Lambert. That's her second personal foul, team 8th of the half.
She misses her free throw, but Gaston is going to get the redemption there and puts it back in for the Lions.
45-7 here to go in the 1:25 in this first half. Number 22, Parker gets it over to Lambert. Lambert over to Ellie Johnson. Ellie Johnson getting trapped by Katz. Meanwhile, ball is stolen by Jalen Gaston, who will take it herself.
Left-handed layups up and good. Nice finish for Gaston there, and that'll put the Lions up by 40.
Boys Town still attacking. They're not afraid at this deficit. Parker has it. She's going to pass over to Wilburn. Wilburn's going to go over towards Lambert. Ball's going to go out of bounds off of Kalkowski, staying with Boys Town.
Some new entries for the Lions in the game is going to be number 43, Brooke Smith, number 25, Ella Culver, number 15, Sophie Kortowski, number 35, Allison Smith.
Meanwhile, checking back in the lineup for Boys Town, number 32, Samaria Kunigan, and number 13, Haley Holm. Right now, Parker has it. She's going to give it off to Ellie Johnson, but her pass is errant and is going to go out of bounds. Louisville Lion basketball.
Allison Smith's going to inbound it for the Lions. She'll get it off to Ella Culver. 54.2 seconds left here in the half. Lions up by 40. Culver brings it down the court. She passes it off to Smith. Smith pulls up for three. It's up and no good. Touch short. Allison Smith.
There's going to be a foul.
They're going to call a push on Ella Culver. That'll be her first, team's third of the half.
Boys Town basketball here with 45.9 seconds to go in the first half. Inbound to Haley Holm. Haley Holm will bring it up for Boys Town. Boys Town, top of the key, gives it off to Newbold. She's going to attack, gives it off to Samari Kunigan, who's going to go up for three, and her bank three is up and good. 47-10 here in the first half.
Ella Culver's going to bring it up for the Lions. She has some trouble with the ball. Gives it off to Smith, back to Culver. Culver down to Kortowski. Kortowski with a nice post entry to Gaston, and she's going to get bumped by number 32
Samaria Kunigan. That's her first personal foul, team 9th of the half.
Gaston's going to go to the line for her third and fourth free throws. She's already 2 for 2.
Is this 1-and-1 or is she shooting two?
No, this will be a 1-and-1. They're only in the bonus. Hopefully she makes her first, though, so there'll be 2.
Okay, here we go. First shot is up, and it's no good. And
Allison Smith hustles for the offensive rebound, gives it off to Culver. Culver passed down to Smith. Brooke Smith, excuse me. And she's going to travel. Got a little excited there to drive the hoop. So Boys Town will look to inbound at 21.4 seconds left. Lines up by 37.
Haley Holm brings it up after receiving that inbound pass from Parker. Holm is going to be at the mid-court stripe, but she over and back because she did not realize her foot went back. Her smile tells everybody else that, oh, really, is that what I did? Meanwhile, Lions are going to inbound the ball at the half-court stripe.
Culver, 10 seconds left. She gives it off to Brooke Smith. Back to Culver, back to Brooke. Gives it off to Gaston. Gaston bounce pass to Kortowski. Kortowski's layup's up and no good. Gaston gets the offensive rebound, puts it up, and that's going to close the half out. Holmes' full court attempt was no good. Going into the half, it's going to be 49-10. Lions up big. Scoring totals for the Lions so far. Your leading scorers, Avery Heilig with 17. Ella Johnson has 10. Mackenzie Norris has 2. Jennifer Katz has 4. Leah Kalkowski has 4. Lauren Voda has 2. Gaston with 8. Stolman with 2.
For Boys Town, right now leading point getters, Samaria Kunigan, who has 8 with some very impressive three-point shots off the bank. And Haley Holm does have 2 for Boys Town. Right now we're going to do a quick bit of trivia. Right now, there's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, actually just celebrated his 2nd Super Bowl title with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He actually is from Boys Town, did play and was a part of Boys Town's culture and school. Please name this player. Please send your answers to either at NK Krause on Twitter or
at Gage Schulting, no caps and no space. That's SCHOLTING.
And that's NKKRAUSE. Who is the 2-time Super Bowl champion from Boys Town? If you think you know this answer, please let us know. Make sure you at us on Twitter. Right now at the half, it's 49-10 Louisville. with the commanding advantage here in the number 1 versus number 4 girls sub-district play at Louisville in the C1-3 sub-district bracket. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back to the girls basketball subdistrict C1-3 here at the Lions Den here at Louisville High School. Halftime score was 49-10, Louisville Lions advantage. Right now, Boys Town will come out of the half with the basketball. Gage, thoughts on the first half of play from here at Louisville?
I thought the first half went extremely well for the Lions. Avery Heilig knocked down 5 threes in the first half, so she was racking up the points, and the Lions are showing some pretty good press, and Boys Town really struggled with that. And Lions played some really good defense. They mixed it up between zone and man, and that ultimately gave them a huge lead and puts them up by 39 here.
Meanwhile, Ella Johnson steals the ball. Shot up by Mackenzie Norris is going to be up and no good. But meanwhile, on the way up for the shot, she is going to be fouled. So it is going to be – this is going to be Haley Holmes. First personal foul, first team a half.
Mackenzie Norris 2 for 2 from the line so far tonight. Make that 3 for 3. As she has 3 points tonight, all from free throws.
60% free throw shooter on the year for Louisville.
Her next free throw up, and it's no good. Bella Johnson's going to get the offensive rebound, and she's going to be –
They're going to call
a jump ball on the way up. Lions will maintain possession under their own hoop. And Norris is going to look to inbound it. She passes it up to Hands, top of the key. Hands looks around, gives it off to Heilig. Heilig on the wing. Heilig dribbles down the corner, back to Hands, top of the wing, back to Heilig in the corner for 3. Is up and no good, just short. Pass going to be tipped around, but number
23, Megan Lambert, will rebound the ball for Boys Town. Gets it off to Haley Holm. Haley Holm gives it to Sanaya Felder. Mishandles the pass. It's going to go out of bounds off of her, and it's going to be Louisville basketball.
Voda's getting inbounded on the opposing corner.
Conestoga has entered the building here tonight for the next basketball game against Omaha Roncalli.
Hands going to bring it down the corner. She gives it up to Norris. Back to Hands. Back to Norris. Norris in the corner. Back to Hands on the wing. Hands looking around. Back to Norris. Back to Hands playing a game of hot potato. Gets it down into Voda. Voda kick out to the Hands for 3. Is up and no good to the left.
Rebound's going to be Megan Lambert. She's going to pass off quickly to Savannah Newbold, who gives it back to Haley Holm. Haley Holm will bring it up across the midcourt stripe. Gets it to Lambert. Lambert down the corner to Samaria Kunigan, who's the leading point getter for Boys Town. She'll pass to Newbold, who's going to be on about the elbow of the lane. She'll pass to Haley Holm. Haley Holm will attack, decide to give it to Newbold. Newbold's looking for the next pass, but it's going to be stolen by Lauren Voda. But then, Lauren Voda. Meanwhile, Haley Holm will take it back. She's going to go and attack, try to get it in. Her pass is going to go off of a Boys Town Cowboy. It's going to go to Louisville.
Voda's getting inbounded for the Lions. We have now achieved a running clock with 6 minutes left here in the third quarter. Voda inbounds it to Hands. Hands brings it across the Lions' head. Bounce pass over to Heilig. Heilig looks around. She's going to give it back to Hands. Hands over to Voda. Voda to Norris. Norris in the home corner to Hands to Johnson at the top of the key. Kicks it out to Heilig on the opposing wing. Heilig drives elbow. Kicks it out to Norris. Norris for 3 is up and no good. Tad Strong. L. Johnson's going to get the offensive rebound. Nice pass underneath to Hands. Hands' layups up and no good. She passes it out to Heilig. Heilig's going to gain control after a little bit of a bobble there. Gives it back to Hands. Hands over to Norris. Norris, nice pass down into Johnson. Johnson passes it out to Heilig. Heilig pulls up for 3. It's up and no good. Bounces out. Norris is going to get the offensive rebound yet again for the Lions. Lions put together a pretty good offensive rebounding chain. Norris pulls up for 3, and she finally sinks it. So that's going to be her 6th point of the night. Lions up 53-10, 5:06 left here in the third quarter.
Haley Holm will inbound to Lambert, who gives it right back to Holm. Holm will bring it up for the Cowboys. She will have it, pass it off to Felder. Felder gets it right back to Holm. Holm's going to give it to Lambert over on the wing. She's going to look for the next pass instead of attempting to try to dribble. Felder will then pass off to Newbold. Newbold's going to try to get it to the next person, Samaria Kunigan, whose dribble is stolen by Avery Heilig, and she's going to be fouled.
Heilig is getting me. Yep.
By Samaria Kunigan. I did say that. You're correct there, Gage. Samaria Kunigan's second personal foul. This would be team foul number 2 of the half. It's going to be about 4:26 to go here in the game, the third quarter, with the rolling clock. Inbounding will be Mackenzie Norris to.
Norris gives it into Hands. Hands push it down to Heilig. Heilig for 3 is up and no good to the left. But Hands is going to get the offensive rebound, kicks it back out to Heilig. Heilig's going to drive to the block, kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson passes it over to Hands. Hands to Norris. Norris cross court over to Heilig. Heilig drives in, Passes back out to Voda. Voda looks around. She's going to dribble in. Kicks it out to Hands. Hands over to Norris. Back to Hands in the corner. Hands. Skip pass over to Heilig. Heilig for three is up and good. That is her sixth three-pointer of the night. That puts the Lions up by 46.
Leah Longmore-Harris had checked right back into the game during that last break. So did Kyrie Parker. Passing it all around, and Lauren Voda will knock the pass out of bounds. Into the lineup for the Lions will be number 5, Jennifer Katz, and number 14, Cameron Wilburn for Boys Town. Number 23, Megan Lambert, is going to inbound the ball for Boys Town. Into Parker. Parker is going to dribble to the top of the key. Pass it over to Cameron Wilburn. Cameron Wilburn get to the wing. Ball's tipped away by Lauren Voda, which is then tipped away by Lexi Hands. Parker tries to get it in, but it's going to be stolen by Ella Johnson, who passes up to Lexi Hands.
Hands will bring it down the court, takes it all by herself. Her layup's up and good. That puts the Lions up by 48 with 2:54 left here in the third quarter.
Longmore-Harris will bring it up for Boys Town. She'll pass it off to Parker over towards the wing. Parker's going to go across court, but her pass is going to be stolen by Jennifer Katz.
Katz is going to bring it down coast to coast. Left-handed layup's up and no good.
Rebound, Longmore-Harris. Yeah.
She's going to bring it down coast to coast again. Her layup's up and no good. Johnson's going to get the rebound, gives it off to Hands. Hands cherry picks down to Norris. Norris with the easy layups up and good. That puts the Lions up by 50 with 2:30 left here in the third quarter.
Longmore-Harris is going to slowly bring the ball up the court for Boys Town. Gets across the midcourt stripe. She's going to pass over to number 23, Megan Lambert. Lambert's going to give it over to Cameron Wilburn. She's going to take a huge three. It's up and no good. Ball's going to go out of bounds. So it'll be Louisville basketball. Into the lineup for Boys Town will be number 15, Ellie Johnson. Meanwhile, a host or a pride of Lions will enter the game for Louisville.
That is what one would call a platoon swap. And that's no Clash of Clans reference.
There you go. Meanwhile, Sagan Leach will bring the ball up the court for Louisville, crossing the midcourt stripe.
I was playing with fire there, as one may say. Leach, bounce pass over to Kalkowski. Kalkowski in the corner, gets it up to Gaston. Gaston over to Katz. Katz, skip pass down in the corner to Kalkowski. Pass up to Gaston, over to Katz. Katz down to the Stolminator, kicks out to Leach. Leach dribbles down. Her layup's up and good off the bank. So that puts her on the board for points tonight.
Longmore-Harris will slowly bring the ball up court for Boys Town. She's going to look for her outlook pass over to Ellie Johnson, who's over closer to the scoring table. Her pass is into Newbold. It's going to go off her foot. Out of bounds off of Boys Town. Into the lineup, number 22, Kyrie Parker. Megan Lambert will take a seat on the bench.
Katz getting about it for the Lions here. To Leach, 58 seconds left here in the third quarter with the rolling clock.
One of the challenges Coach Matolovich mentioned prior to the game is the youth and lack of experience by this Boys Town Cowboy squad. And also that month off they had right around the Christmas break is a big thing. Missing a month is going to be hard to come back from. Three-point basket is up and good by, actually it's a two-point basket by Jennifer Katz.
That's going to be her 6th point of the night. Lions up by 55. Sagan Leach is going to tip the ball. Tries to save it, but good hustle, but it all pays out for nothing. And so Boys Town's going to inbound it over by the scoring table.
Sania Felder will check right back in for Boys Town as the clock trickles down to the end of the third quarter. Inbound by Wilburn is going to go to Longmore-Harris with 8 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. She'll pass over to Johnson. Johnson quickly to Felder. Felder's going to attack the hoop. She's going to go up. Her shot is up and no good as the buzzer sounds. And at the end of three, it's going to be 64 Louisville, 10 for Boys Town. Going back to the trivia question of the night from Barnes Photography, the two-time Super Bowl champion from Boys Town, we do appreciate Todd Donnelly for reaching out, thinking he had the answer, saying Kevin Barrett. It is incorrect. The correct answer was Shaquille Barrett, or Shaq Barrett, who did attend Colorado State University in college, went on to play for Denver for his first Super Bowl championship, and then this last couple weeks ago with Tampa, sealing his second Super Bowl title. So correct answer was Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett did attend Boys Town when he was in high school.
Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaquille O'Neal played basketball for LSU, went on to play for Orlando, LA, and Miami. Shaq Barrett, and Phoenix, yes, the one-time stop in Phoenix. Shaq Barrett, on the other hand, he's a beast unleashed.
Who let the dogs out?
Tom Brady. Meanwhile, to start the fourth quarter, Boys Town will inbound the ball. Number 14, Cameron Wilburn, try to get it in to Ellie Johnson, and she will maintain possession for Boys Town, giving it off to Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris will give it over to Parker on the wing. Parker will give it to Ellie Johnson as the Lions look like they're in a 2-3 zone. Meanwhile, over on the wing, Parker has it, gives it over to Wilburn. Wilburn will pass it across to Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris will get it to Parker. Parker being guarded by Jennifer Katz. She will try to pass in. It will be stolen by number 33, Jalen Gaston, taking it herself. Left-hand layup is up and no good.
They're going to call a foul, though, and a Boys Town Cowboys was trampled on the floor on the way down.
Number 15, Ellie Johnson, looked like she took quite a bit of a spill, so they're going to put number 32, Samaria Kunigan, back into the ballgame. Foul's going to be called by number 14, Cameron Wilburn. That's her first personal foul of this ballgame.
Gaston's first free throw's up and good, nothing but net. So she'll approach her second free throw. She is 3 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. And she misses her second free throw. Boys Town's going to get the rebound. Lions up by 55, 7:30 left here in the fourth quarter.
Sania Fielder will get it over to Samaria Kunigan. Gets it over to Longmore Harris for a big three-point shot. Samaria Kunigan gets it. Her shot is up and good. She will go to the line to shoot one. Meanwhile, the foul will be on.
Foul's going to be on number 33, Jalen Gaston. That's going to be her third, team's first of the half.
Checking in the lineup will be number 35, Allison Smith for Louisville. Samaria Kunigan is going to the line to shoot one. Samaria Kunigan is going to be a 17% free throw shooter from the line.
Passes down to Golkowski. Nice pass down to Katz. Ball's
on the ground, a little bit of a scrum.
Everyone's on the ground. Oh, and some pushing and shoving at the bottom of the pile. Allison Smith showing some good hustle, get on the floor for the ball there. Lions are going to maintain the jump ball underneath their own hoop. Golkowski is going to look to inbound it. They set screens. Golkowski looks to inbound it. He gets it down to Smith, and Smith is going to be fouled, so she's going to go line for two. Just to specify, there's Allison Smith going to the line for two.
The foul is going to be on number 22, Kyrie Parker. That's her first personal foul of this game. That's the 14th foul of the half for Boys Town.
Allison approaches her first free throw. Her first free throws of the night. It's up and no good, just to the right. Her fellow Lions give her some encouragement.
As she attempts her second shot.
Her second free throw is going to be up and no good. Kat's ball is going to be
rebound by Samaria Kunigan. She's going to bring herself up the court for Boys Town. She'll pass it off to Longmore Harris. Longmore Harris will get it to Felder. Felder is going to try to find the next pass, but give it back to Parker. Parker to the top of the key to Kunigan. Kunigan is going to move it around, and the ball is going to be tipped around and taken by Jennifer Katz.
Katz brings it down, passes it up to Leach. Leach dribbles around. Leach drives baseline. Pass on to Allison Smith. Allison Smith goes up with the left hand. No good. Leach gets the offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Katz. Katz for the long twos. No good. Kolkowski gets the offensive rebound. She wants to take the shot, but she ultimately does not. Gives it off to Leach. Back to Kolkowski. Kolkowski skip pass up to Katz. Over to Leach for the wide open three. It's up and no good to the left. Katz is going to get the offensive rebound. Gives it back to Leach. Leach drives in. Picking around, and her layup's up and no good.
Wilburn with the rebound for Boys Town. She'll bring it up herself. She's going to go cross court, but Jennifer Katz picks it, and she'll take it herself, moving up the court to Sagan Leach.
Katz gives it off to Leach, and Leach is absolutely hacked on the way up, so she will go to the line for two shots with 4:40 left here in the game.
That foul's going to be on number 3, Longmore Harris. That's Longmore Harris's third personal foul. That's going to be team foul number 5. She felt really bad about that hack as she went up.
Leach's first free throw's up and no good.
And that was, meanwhile, a host, the platoon squad is in for both squads.
Platoon swap.
Swap.
Good attempt, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Meanwhile, Sagan Leach will attempt her second free throw.
Her second free throw is up and no good. Gaston, is going to get offensive rebound. Ball's going to be tipped around, and Kortowski is going to come out with it. Kortowski passes it off to Smith. Smith for three is up and
boom!
Sinks it.
Smith. 3-point shot. Haley Holm will take the inbound pass from number 23, Megan Lambert. Top of the key, she's going to pass off to Kyrie Parker, who's going up for a three of her own. It's up and good. Boom for Boys Town. That's a big three-pointer with 3:45 to go for them.
That will cut the deficit down to 52. So a little closer. Kortowski jumps with the ball, and I believe that's what they call traveling in basketball terms.
Wheels on the bus, goes round and round. Correct, Gage, that is traveling. Boys Town will inbound right next to the Louisville bench. Haley Holm will bring the ball up across the midcourt stripe. We'll try to get it over to Kyrie Parker, who just had a big three-pointer on the last offensive stand. She will try again, but no, her pass is going to go towards number 12, Abler, and it's no good, but the over and
back.
Over and back, it's going to be Louisville basketball.
That's not a flipping the pancake motion. That's over and back.
Should I stay or should I go now? That's the other thing I think when I see that.
Isn't that a song?
That is a song.
Who's it sung by?
Should I say or should I go now? That's the Clash.
Oh, like Clash of Clans?
Oh, if we go there, that's going to not be good. Meanwhile, the ball's going to be tipped around. It's going to stay with Louisville. Once again, this is Nick Krause coming to you live from the Louisville Booster live stream booth, along with Gage Schulting, as well as Chase Rasby running master control to our right.
Culver with a nice post entry to Gass, and her long two is up and good. That'll put the lines up by 54 with 2:20 left here in the fourth quarter. 17-16.
Haley Holm will bring it up for Boys Town. She'll give it off to Coonigan, who goes up for three. Shot is up and no good. Rebound's going to be Allison Smith. Allison will slow it down and give it off to Ella Culver.
Allison Smith working hard on the boards there. She's got a few rebounds tonight for the Lions. Pass to Kortowski for threes up and no good. Almost had the bank.
Meanwhile, Kyrie Parker will come down with it and will pass off to Haley Holm with 2:04 to go here in this ball game. Haley Holm will be at the top of key. She'll get it off to Sanaya Felder. She'll get it to Kyrie Parker going up for a big three. Her shot is no good, and Abler, looks like she was almost going to do the splits as her foot was inbound and out of bound at the same time.
Almost a gymnastic move.
That looked like a gymnastic move.
We going for the all sports tonight again?
Yeah, I think we're going to try all sports. If you are just joining us for the first time, we try to get all sports references in on our calls. Meanwhile, Louisville has the ball, going to pass it in to the Stolminator.
Stolminator is going to be fouled on the block, so she won't go to the line actually.
That's going to be team foul.
That's going to be team foul number 6 for Boys Town. So not quite into the bonus yet.
That's going to be on Alexis Abler. That's her first personal foul. That's team 6th of the half. 1:15 to go. Right now, a large group of Boys Town Cowboys will be entering the game. Savannah Newbold, number 3, Aaliyah Longmore Harris, number 14, Cameron Wilburn, and number 23, Megan Lambert.
Brooke Smith is going to inbound up for the Lions. Just
under a minute
to go here in the game. Brooke Smith inbounds it to Stolman. Stolman kicks out to Culver. Over to Kortowski. Kortowski over to Smith. Excuse me, Allison Smith to Kortowski for threes. Up and no good.
Rebound. Ball's going to bounce around. Megan Lambert's going to come down for it. And then it's going to end up in the hands of Haley Holm for Boys Town. She's going to get it up to Cameron Wilburn, who's going to give it up. But Ella Culver steals it.
She brings it down the court, and she's going to be fouled on the way up, and she is going to run into the pad, and she's going to go down. She hit her shoulder really, really hard on the pad.
24.2 to go in this ball game. She did hit that really hard going in for that layup. She was. They called that an intentional foul here in the house. Haley Holm's going to be taken out of the ball game. Samaria Coonigan's going to come into the game. Coach Matolovich is going to talk to Haley Holm as she comes out.
They're going to take Culver to the locker room, I think.
Looks like Maddie Bastion, Dan's team, is going to help her off the court. Coach Johnson looking on. Mr. Schwartz and now even Mr. Mathis are going to all be around that area.
Yeah, that was a rough impact there on the. No one likes to see that. Leach's free throws up and good, sinks that.
71-16, Louisville advantage.
Leach presses her second free throw. 24.2 seconds left. Free throw is up and good, so she goes 2 for 2 from the line to capitalize there for Ella Culver, as she would have been shooting those free throws. Lions are going to maintain possession here since it was an intentional foul. Brooke Smith is going to inbound it for the Lions. Bounce pass underneath to Stolman.
Aaron Stolman with 2 more points. What's that put her at, Gage?
That's going to put the Stolminator with 4 points.
Longmore Harris will get it over to Coonigan over on the wing. She's going to go up for a long two. Shot is up and no good. Rebound's going to end up in the hands of Brooke Smith. Brooke Smith with the ball.
Brooke
Going
Smith.
to take herself with 5 seconds to go.
Left to Kortowski. Pass underneath to Stolman for 6 points on the night.
And that's the ball game. 76-16. Louisville will take this first game in the sub-district C1-3 at Louisville High School. We thank Boys Town for coming out for tonight's basketball game. We wish them the best of luck with their school year as they continue on, dealing with COVID, dealing with all that has challenged them this year. Meanwhile, Louisville will move on to the championship game of this sub-district basketball game. Final totals here in this ball game. Samaria Coonigan finished Boys Town with the most points with 11 points. Kyrie Parker with a 3-pointer, and Haley Holm with 2 points early in the game.
Scoring totals for the Lions. Mackenzie Norris had 8. Jennifer Katz had 6. Sagan Leach had 4. Kalkowski with 4. Lexi Hams with 2. Avery Heilig with 20 with a plethora of 3-pointers. Lauren Voda, 2 points. Jalen Gasson had 11. Ella Johnson had 10. Aaron Stolman had 6. And Brooke Smith with that big 3-pointer. So don't go too far, and as we will have some more first-round action between Omaha Roncalli and Conestoga here in about a half an hour, I believe.
Welcome back in to tonight's girls basketball sub-district C1-3 here at Louisville High School. Now we are in the number 2, number 3 matchup between Conestoga versus Omaha Roncalli. First, the lineup for Conestoga.
We have a 5'5" junior, number 12, Maddie Stickler. A 5'9" junior, number 21, Lindy Watson. A 5'7" senior, number 23, Amaya Cummings. A 6' sophomore, number 24, Sophia Ackerman. And a 5'7" sophomore, number 33, McKaylee Madsen.
The Cougars are coached by Anthony Thies, assisted by Kyla Lewis and Kyle Steckler. Meanwhile, Roncalli is going to start number 14, Mia Stoffel, number 10, Morgan Mancuso, number 21, Alice Cunningham, number 34, Abby Bennett, number 42, Claire Wilson. They are coached by Don Jensen, Pat Stoffel, and Mary Beth Hall. Right now, the basketball, Morgan Mancuso, that's up and no good, but ball's on the floor and rebound Conestoga.
Steckler's going to get the rebound. She's going to bring it down the court all by herself. Dribbles it up, down to the wing. She dribbles down to the elbow. Skip pass over to number 33, McKaylee Madsen. She takes it in for the easy layup, so it's 2-2, or excuse me, 0-4. Conestoga up early, 7:10 left here in the first quarter.
So ball's in the hands of number 34, Abby Bennett. At the top of the key to number 42, Claire Wilson. Shot is up and no good, but the ball is trickling around, and it's going to be back to Roncalli. Roncalli will down and in for number 42, Claire Wilson. That's her first 2 points of the night. It's 2-4, Conestoga leads.
Steckler is going to inbound it to Cummings. She's going to bring it down the court. Dribbles down. Takes it down to the elbow all by herself. Left-handed layups up and no good, just a tad strong. Roncalli is going to bring down the rebound.
Wilson. Quickly up the court, number 10, Morgan Mancuso. She'll give it off to number 14. She'll pass 21 and over to the 34, number Abby Bennett. To the top of the key, over to the wing, number 34, Abby Bennett. She'll get to the top of the key, over to the wing. To the top, over to wing, number 10, Morgan Mancuso. Top of the key for a three-point shot. It's up and good by Abby Bennett. That's going to take a lead for Roncalli Crimson Pride.
Steckler's going to look down at it, and she ends up getting it in to number 23, Maya Cummings. She's going to bring it down the court. She has 2 points so far on the night. Maya Cummings looking around. She gets a screen. Gets it down into the corner to Steckler. Steckler is going to lose the ball down on the baseline. That's going to be out of bounds on Roncalli. So Conestoga maintain possession. 5-4 early on here. 5:49 left in the first quarter. Steckler is going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. She's going to get it in to the big 6-foot lady, Sophia Ackerman. Her shot's up and no good. Roncalli's going to get the rebound.
Mia Stoffel has the ball. She's going to pass off. Pass to Bennett. Bennett over to number 10, Mancuso. Mancuso to Wilson. Wilson over to Bennett. Bennett's got the control of the ball to the wing. And the number 14, Mia Stoffel, who passes off to Mancuso. Mancuso will pass off. And it's over to number 14, Mia Stoffel. Stoffel gets it into Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson will go up. Shot is up and no good, but number 21 will pass it out to number 34, Abby Bennett. Number 14, Mia Stoffel has it. She's then pass it up to the top to Abby Bennett. Abby Bennett will reset the offense for Roncalli. Roncalli will pass it off to number 10, Mancuso. She'll go up and lay up, and it's up and good. That's 7 points for the Crimson Pride with 5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Steckler gets it up to Cummings. She's going to bring it down the court. Again, she dribbles around, and she's going to be fouled on the way down into the hoop, but they're not going to call down the shot. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Foul's going to be on number 34, Abby Bennett. It's going to be her first, team's first of the half. Ackerman looks to inbound it for the Cougars. She ends up getting it into Watson, and the pass is going to be tipped away from Watson. And so Conestoga is going to maintain possession underneath their own hoop. 4:50 left. Cougars down by 3. Steckler looks around, gets it down into Ackerman. Ackerman's shot is up and no good, but she's going to be fouled on the way up. So she will go to the line for 2 with 4:48 left in the first quarter. First free throws of the night for both teams.
Foul is going to be called on Crimson Pride. Number 34, Abby Bennett. That's her first personal.
Ackerman's first free throw falls, so she's 1 for 1 from the line. That cuts the deficit within 2 into the game for the Roncalli Pride. It's going to be number 22, Ariana Dacus. Ackerman approaches her second free throw. It's going to be up and good. So she goes 2 for 2 from the line so far tonight.
Number 14, Mia Stoffel will bring it down for the Crimson Pride. Pass it off to Mancuso on the wing. Back to the top of the key to Wilson. And her pass is tipped out of bounds by Conestoga. It's going to stay with the Crimson Pride. Right in front of the Conestoga bench, Crimson Pride will pass it in.
Madsen playing some really good defense there. Able to get a hand on that ball and tip it out of bounds. For the Cougars, playing some really good defense for them so far.
Ariana Dacus has checked in for the Roncalli Crimson Pride. Ball down in the corner to Mancuso. Mancuso going to go baseline. Pass out to number 21, out to Dacus. Dacus at the top of the key to Claire Wilson. She'll pass back to Stoffel. Stoffel down in the corner, trying to beat the defender. Goes up with the pass, or the shot, and there's going to be a foul underneath the bucket. Conestoga came down with it.
Yeah, Madsen still playing some of that really good defense there. She denied the drive there a couple times and forced her back out. So she's playing really good defense so far.
Mia Stoffel will be called for that personal foul. That's going to be Conestoga's third personal. That's going to be Mia's first personal foul, third team of the half. Meanwhile, let's check in with the keys of the game. For Conestoga, talking to the coach Thies before this game, he says the keys of the game are going to be value the basketball. They don't want to turn over the ball, which neither team will ever want to do. The second thing is play the attack against their 2-3 zone. They want to make sure they can get our post touches and create inside our three-point opportunities and play great team defense. Meanwhile, for Coach Jensen, he wants to make sure they take advantage of turnovers caused by defense and need to out-rebound the opposing team. If they can get to 50 points and keep the opposing team to 40, they'll win.
Meanwhile, Madsen brings it down the court, and she's going to be hacked on the way up, so she will go to the line for 2. Roncalli fans are not happy about that call. But Madsen's going to go to the line for her first free throws of the night. Cougars are 2 for 2 so far as of team free throws. Cougars trailing by 1, so this could possibly put them ahead. 4:05 left here in the first quarter. Madsen's free throws up and no good.
Penalty. The foul was called on Alice Cunningham. That's her first personal. That will be team foul number 4 for the Crimson Pride.
Hockey reference?
Might be.
There's a sport. Madsen's second free throw is up and good. Bounces off the back iron and falls for them.
Tie ball game at 7 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Stoffel will pass off to Mancuso. Mancuso will go top of the key to number 21, Alice Cunningham. Back to Clara Wilson. Clara Wilson will pass off to number 10, Mancuso. Mancuso to Dacus for 3. Her shot is up and no good. Rebound's going to be with Conestoga.
Yeah, Madsen had it in the corner there, and Coach Thies is going to call a timeout for the Cougars, maybe just to get them out of that trap down there. But they're going to be able to inbound it down on their own baseline to maybe set up an offense and break that press that Roncalli's been showing.
Right now, at this timeout, we're going to do a little bit of trivia for those of you in the crowd listening to home on our LPS activity account on YouTube. The last time Conestoga was in the state girls tourney was when? There has been one time that the Conestoga girls have been in the state tournament. When was it? If you think you know, please respond to me or Gage at NK Krause on Twitter, NKKRAUSC, or
Gage Schulting, no caps, no spaces, GAGESCHOLTING.
Please let us know if you think you know the last time Conestoga was in the state tournament. Meanwhile, inbound pass as there's a bit of a scrum as the ball goes down court, and it's going to be with Roncalli.
Cummings tried to save it there, but she couldn't.
Mancuso's pass was long for Wilson, and it's going to be with Conestoga.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. 3:35 to go. It's going to be Conestoga's inbound pass. Press is on by Roncalli, and Conestoga is going to get it in.
Yeah, Steckler is looking him out of there. She gives it off to number 22, Jamison Yost. She brings it down all by herself. Pass off to Watson. Watson's going to be fouled on the way up to the line, so she'll go to the line for 2. For her first free throws of the night, Cougars are 3 for 4 so far, so 75% from the line tonight.
That foul is going to be on Alice Cunningham. It's her second personal foul, 5th team of the night for the Crimson Pride.
Watson's first free throw is no good.
Checking in the lineup for Omaha Roncalli is number 12, Alexis Schroeder.
Watson looking to make a 1 for 2 appearance at the line for her first free throws of the night. It's up and good, so she does. That puts Conestoga ahead by 1, 7-8, 3:20 left here in the first quarter.
Mia Stoffel at the Lions' head will pass off to Mancuso. Down in the corner to number 12, Schroeder. Schroeder will pass to Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson will get it over to Dacus. Dacus will take a three-point shot. Is up and no good. Rebound's going to go to Wilson, but she is going to be fouled.
They're going to call a foul on number 24, Sophia Ackerman. That's going to be her first, team's second on the night, or on the half, I should say.
Number 14, Mia Stoffel, will take this inbound pass for Roncalli. She'll get it in to Claire Wilson, whose shot is up and no good, but rebound Conestoga.
Yost is going to get the rebound. She's going to bring it down all by herself. She slows it down. Roncalli's showing some sort of trap. She looks to pass it in. Ball's bounced around, and Yost eventually picks up her own ball, gets it over, and number 23, Maya Cummings, is going to go up for the layup, but she's fouled on the way up, so she will go to the line for 2 again. Roncalli found quite a bit so far in the game. They have 6 team fouls.
Foul was called on number 12, Alexis Schroeder. That's her first personal foul, team 6 of the half.
Cummings' first free throw is up and good.
Into the lineup for the Omaha Roncalli Crimson Pride is number 32, Emily Drapinski, 5'5" junior.
Cummings purchased her second free throw. It's going to be up and good, so she goes 2 for 2 from the line. Conestoga shooting fairly well from the line so far tonight.
Stoffel will bring it over to 32. Drapinski, her three-point shot is up and no good, but Claire Wilson is up with the rebound, and her bunny is up and good.
Cummings is going to bring it down the court all by herself again. She's going to take it coast-to-coast. Pass over to Watson. Watson for the easy layup, puts it up and in. That puts the Cougars up by 3 again with 2:20 left here in the first quarter.
Stoffel across to Dacus. Dacus over to number 32, Drapinski. Her three-point bucket is up and no good. Rebound, Conestoga.
Cummings is going to bring it down the court yet again. She's going to take it coast-to-coast, but she dribbles back out. Dribbling around, and pass is going to be tipped out by one of the Crimson Pride. Into the game for the Cougars is going to be number 33, McKaylee Madsen. Maddie Steckler is going to inbound it on the nearest sideline for the Cougars. Steckler looks around, gets it into Yost. Pass is tipped around. Yost is going to maintain possession. Cross-court pass.
Roncalli getting a little aggressive with going after those passes.
Madsen mid-range jumpers up and no good, and they're going to say that's tipped out of bounds by
Roncalli.
Yep. So Conestoga is going to keep possession under their own hoop. Steckler's going to inbound it like she has all night.
Number 34, Abby Bennett's back in for Roncalli.
Yost 3 is up and no good, just skimmed off the rim.
Rebound, Emily Drapinski passes off to Mia Stoffel. Stoffel will get it to Claire Wilson, who's going to attack baseline, and she's going to be fouled.
That foul is going to be on number 23, Amaya Cummings.
She's going to go to the line shooting 2, or no, they're going to go.
I think I called that on the pass.
Called it on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's going to be inbound pass for Crimson Pride. Stoffel will inbound the ball. She's going to pass towards Wilson, but it's going to be picked up by Abby Bennett. Abby Bennett will get it over to number 14, Mia Stoffel. Three-point shot's up and no good. Claire Wilson with the rebound going up for 2. It's up, no good as well. Claire Wilson's shot is up. The rebounds are there for Roncalli. They're making sure they get that offensive rebound.
They just need to start converting those, and they'll be in a pretty good seat if they can convert those off all the offensive rebounds.
Claire Wilson is at the line. Her first shot is up and no good at the front.
That foul is on number 12, Maddie Steckler. That's her first, team's 4th of the half. Conestoga up by 4, 139 left here in the first quarter.
Claire Wilson up with the second shot. Is up and good. That puts Roncalli down by a couple.
Yost doing some work to get open. Her pass looks to pass it up court, but that's going to be tipped out of bounds.
By Morgan Mancuso, who knocks it out of bounds.
Steckler looks to inbound it yet again. She wants to get it to Yost, but she's covered. But instead, she gets it into Madsen. Madsen brings it up the court, slows it down, brings it across. Roncalli trying to show some trap there. Madsen recovers her own mistake. Gets it over to Yost. Yost drives to the block. Pass out to Steckler for 3. It's up and good.
Go!
Buries it. And that's going to put Conestoga up by 5. And there's an injury timeout on the floor.
Looks like Abby Bennett is down on the floor, Coach.
She seems to be pointing at her knee.
Coach Jensen is going to go ahead and take a look, or one of his assistants. Not doing well here. So going back to the trivia question while we have a little stoppage in play, the last time Conestoga was in the state girls tourney was actually in 1981. They beat Elkhorn Valley in the opening round of the playoff, and then they lost to Hebron in the semifinal. This was before they played a third-place game in the state basketball tournament. So 1981, last time Conestoga was in the state tourney. Abby Bennett is going to be helped off the court.
Seems to be favoring that right leg.
Abby Bennett's been a force right now for Roncalli up until this point, so
that's really going to hurt them.
Roncalli's going to have to look for some other opportunity here. Number 22, Ariana Dacus, is going to check right back into the lineup for Roncalli. Inbound pass will go to Stoffel from Claire Wilson. Stoffel will quickly pass it off to number 32, Drompitsky, over to Mancuso, over to Dacus. She'll attack the lane. She'll go up for two. It's up and no good. Ball's going to bounce around and end up in the hands of Conestoga.
Yeah, Conestoga's going to bring it down the court. They give it off to Yost. She brings it up by herself. Yost dribbles around, dribbles back out, gets it over to Ackerman. Ackerman drives elbow, gets it over to Madsen. Madsen for threes, up and good. Buries it. That puts the Conestoga Cougars up by 8. 50 seconds left here. 18-10. Conestoga up by 8.
Stoffel will pass off to Drompinski. Drompinski will find Wilson in the middle. She'll give it back to Drompinski, over to cross to Mancuso. Mancuso top of the key to Wilson on the wing. Over to Stoffel. Back to Dacus over on the elbow. Give it to Drompinski. Drompinski's going to go for three. It's up and no good. It's going to be rebound, but the ball's going to bounce around. It was rebound Conestoga, but they got it.
Ackerman gets it up to the court, gives it off to Watson. Watson layup up is no good.
Rebound Claire Wilson, and there's going to be a foul called.
It might have been a little bit of a frustration foul there. She tried to get it back to redeem herself. That's going to be foul's going to be on number 21, Lindy Watson. That is going to be her first, team's 5th of the half. Into the lineup for the Cougars, number 15, Jennifer Sedlacek.
Looking over at the bench, Abby Bennett, they're looking at that right leg as she is still sitting on the bench as they're getting ready for a substitution for Roncalli. Meanwhile, Dacus gets it over to Drompinski. Drompinski to the corner to Wilson. Wilson's going to go baseline. Shot is up and good. That brings them within 6 with 6 seconds to go.
Yost brings it up, 3 seconds left. 2-1. Yost throws up a prayer, but it's going to fall short. So end of the first quarter, Conestoga up by 6, 18-12. Scoring totals for the Cougars. Maddie Steckler has 5. Lindy Watson has 3. Maya Cummings has 2. Sophia Ackerman has 2, and McKaylee Madsen has 6.
For the Roncalli Crimson Pride, it's Claire Wilson with 5, Abby Bennett has 5, and Morgan Mancuso has 2. And now a quick word from one of our sponsors, Whitty Physical Therapy. Whitty Physical Therapy is the only physical therapy clinic in Cass County with a warm water aquatic therapy pool. This allows for patients of all ages to work on their deficits in a manner that is often more comfortable than traditional land therapy. Warm water allows for better blood flow, helps to increase range of motion, allow for improved and increased weight-bearing status, and aids in strength and balancing work. Call Whitty Physical Therapy at 402-234-3333 to learn more about aquatic therapy or to schedule a free consultation. Thank you, Whitty Physical Therapy, for being a sponsor of all activities here in Louisville.
Krause, what are your thoughts there on the first quarter of play?
Right now, the things that we were hearing from the coaches is making sure that they can rebound the basketball, and right now we're seeing that from both squads. It's just finishing when they get the ball in their hands. Both squads needs to do a better job of this, but we're seeing some big three-point shooting from both squads if it's available, so that's what they need to do if they need to continue. Right now, Mia Stoffel is going to take a three-point shot, just like I said, and it is good. 15-18 with 7:45 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Conestoga is going to bring it down the court with some good pace. Gives it off to Watson. Watson kicks it out. Over to Steckler. Steckler over to Madsen. Madsen fights for the ball. Back to Steckler. Steckler looking around. Steckler gets it into Watson, doing some work, and they're going to call a push on number 44.
Mariah Dixon, that's going to be her first personal foul. That's going to be 7th team foul already of the half for the Roncalli Crimson Pride. That's going to be a 1-and-1 for Conestoga.
Yeah, quite a bit of fouling here in this game.
Back into the lineup, it's going to be number 21, Alice Cunningham, and number 42, Claire Wilson for the Crimson Pride.
Lindy Watson from the line so far tonight is 1 for 2, so she's looking to increase the Cougars' lead by more than one score. Her first free throw is up and good. So she'll return to the line for another free throw. Coach T seals out some directions for the Cougars.
Showing some anxiousness.
Watson, second free throw's up and no good, just a tad long.
Claire Wilson comes down with it, gives it off to Mia Stoffel, who's going to quickly get up court. Passes a little bit wide, but Claire Wilson maintains possession. She'll get it over to Mancuso on the wing. Mancuso to Cunningham. Cunningham over to Stoffel. Stoffel will attack baseline. Her shot is up and no good. Rebound, Lindy Watson.
Yeah, Watson's going to look around, fighting around for it. Pushes it up court to Madsen. Madsen's going to bring it down for the Cougars. Madsen drives, takes it herself, coast to coast, and it's going to be no good. Dacus is going to get the rebound for the Roncalli Crimson Pride.
Stoffel will go down court to Mancuso. Mancuso will put it back to Stoffel. Stoffel will get to Dacus. Dacus out the top of the key to Cunningham. Cunningham with Stoffel for three, and it's up and no good. Ball's away, and it's going to be rebound Conestoga.
Ackerman's going to get it off to Madsen. Madsen slows it down for the Cougars. Madsen skip pass over to Steckler. Steckler drives, nice Euro step. Almost gets the finish, but it doesn't fall. Roncalli's going to get the rebound.
Claire Wilson will give it off to Mia Stoffel. Mia Stoffel slows it down a little bit for Roncalli, down 4 here in the second quarter. Dacus will mishandle it off her foot, but Claire Wilson maintains possession over to Stoffel. Stoffel down to Cunningham, back to Stoffel. Stoffel up to the top of the key of Mancuso. Mancuso to Dacus. Dacus over to Cunningham. Cunningham over to the – and a foul is called. There's going to be inbound pass. It sounds like it's going to be – looks like it's
going to be on number 21, Lindy Watson, I think.
Conestoga.
I think it's going to be her second. Yeah. That's going to be her second. Team's sixth.
Into the lineup for the Conestoga Cougars is number 22, Jamison Yost.
Roncalli looks around. Layup's going to be up and no good. Ackerman played some pretty good defense. Watson fighting for the ball, gets it up court to Ackerman. It's going to be 2-on-1, Ackerman and Yost. Ackerman passes to Yost, but it's going to be intercepted
by Morgan Mancuso. Morgan will quickly bring it up court for Roncalli. Quickly by herself, up and good with 2 with the layup with 5:50 to go. Down 2, Roncalli.
Yost looking to get it in. She does get it in. Conestoga's going to bring it down the court. Cummings looks around, gets it over to Ackerman. Ackerman over to Yost. Yost to Madsen. Madsen looking around. Gets a nice push off over to Cummings. Cummings for 3, up and
boom!
Good. Buries it. Cummings playing some really good basketball right now for the Cougars.
Quickly, Roncalli brings the ball up court. Stoffel finds Mancuso on the wing. She's going to start moving towards the elbow. She's going to go to the corner. Go to the top of the key to Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson over to Dacus. Dacus will move to the top of the key over to Mancuso. Back to Cunningham. Cunningham looking for Dacus. Over on the wing. Dacus is going to find Stoffel at the top of the key. Back to Dacus. Dacus to the top of the key to Alice Cunningham. Cunningham finds Stoffel on the wing. Back to the top of the key for Mancuso. Over to Stoffel. Stoffel to the top of the key to Cunningham. She will find Mancuso over on the wing. They're trying to keep.
I don't know what that foul was on.
Timeout was called by Coach Jensen of Roncalli. It's going to be a full timeout at this point.
At the timeout, Conestoga up by 5, 22-17, 4:45 left in this half.
Another trivia question for those of you listening at home on our LPS Activity YouTube account. Roncalli, how many times has Omaha Roncalli been to the state tournament? And if you are ever so inclined, when was the last time? How many times has Roncalli been to the state tournament? Also, when was the last time they were there? If you think you know, please reach out to us on Twitter at NKKRAUSE. That's NK Krause on Twitter, or Gage Schulting. That's all lowercase, GageScholting. Please at us if you think you know the answer to this trivia question about Omaha Roncalli.
You're pretty good at spelling. You must be a speech coach.
Or maybe really good at English, which might be something.
Miss Peterson's happy about that comment.
Yeah, I know, and Miss Peterson's probably at home with all her cats. Meanwhile, the inbound pass is to Stoffel. Stoffel will pass off to Cunningham. Cunningham to the top of the key to Mancuso. Mancuso is going to move towards the wing, gives it off to Stoffel. Stoffel gives it over to Mancuso on the side. Gets it to the top of the key to Cunningham. Cunningham tries to get it in, but it's tipped back to Cunningham. Mancuso has it on the wing. Mancuso is going to give it to Dacus at the top of the key. She's going to pass off to Mancuso down the corner into Cunningham. Cunningham is trying to find Claire Wilson, who's got an open lane, and it's up and good. Down by 3 with 4:12 to go. Conestoga with the 3-point advantage, 22-19.
Cummings is going to bring it down the court for the Cougars, and they're going to call that out of bounds on Cummings. So Roncalli will take over possession, 4:05 left.
Back into the lineup for the Conestoga Cougars, number 12, Maddie Steckler. Mia Stoffel will bring up the ball for Crimson Pride. She'll pass off to Alice Cunningham. Alice Cunningham find Dacus at the top of the key, gives it off to Morgan Mancuso. Then back to Mia Stoffel to Dacus. Dacus to the top of the key, Mancuso. That's the thing right now with Crimson Pride. They're going to try to find open passes right at the top of the key or around to the elbows, and they're going to try to find Claire Wilson open in the middle. Cunningham over to Dacus. A little off skew from the top of the key over to Mancuso, over to the corner with Stoffel. Stoffel over to Cunningham. She's going to get to the top of the key to Dacus. Dacus to Mancuso. To the top of the key with Stoffel. Stoffel back to Mancuso.
Conestoga putting up a really good defensive stand here.
Dacus has it. Trying to get it in, but pass, and it's going to be intercepted.
Cummings is going to bring it down, 2-on-1. Cummings passes it off to Yost. Yost is fouled on the way up for her layup, so she'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
Morgan Mancuso is going to be called for that personal foul. That's going to be her first. It's also going to be the team foul number 8. So 2 shots. Yost will be at the line for Conestoga.
This is Yost's first free throws of the night. First one is up and no good, just a tad long. Into the game for the Cougars is going to be number 33, McKaylee Madsen. She's going to give Maya Cummings a well-deserved break. She's been playing really good basketball for the Cougars.
Yost is going to be back at the line, shooting her second shot.
She approaches that one, and it's up and no good to the right.
Claire Wilson will come up for the ball for Roncalli, give it off to Mia Stoffel. Stoffel will go to the top of the key, back it off as she sets up the offense. Mancuso has the ball near the Lions logo deep. She didn't give it to Alice Cunningham. It's a little bit off the top of the key. Over to Stoffel. Stoffel to the top of the key to Dacus. Dacus over to the wing to Cunningham. Cunningham starts her dribble, gives it over to Stoffel in the corner. Stoffel will go to the top of the key to Wilson, who gives it quickly across to Dacus. Right now, a lot of passing is what Roncalli is trying to do to confuse Conestoga so that they can get the wide open shot.
They're just kind of betting on a mistake by Conestoga at this point. They're going to call
travel on Wilson with 2:32 to go in the first half with a 3-point advantage for the Cougars.
Steckler's going to inbound it for the Cougars. She gives it off to Madsen. Madsen's going to take it down, kicks it out to Ackerman. Ackerman up top, over to Steckler, down to Yost in the corner. Yost skip pass over to Madsen. Madsen skip pass back to Yost. Down to Watson. Watson doing some work in the post. Her layup's up and no good. Misses that. Fight for the ball, and Roncalli's going to come up with it.
Dacus has it with a little help from Claire Wilson. She'll pass off to Claire Wilson over on the elbow as Roncalli sets up their offense. Pass from Cunningham to Dacus. 3-point shot is up and no good. Rebound, Conestoga.
Yeah, Steckler's going to bring it up to court for the Cougars with some pretty good pace. Gives it off. Madsen drives in. Pass to Ackerman. Ackerman drives to the block. Her layup's up and no good.
Rebound, Dacus for Roncalli. Down by 3 with 1:42 to go. Cross court to Stoffel. Stoffel on the wing. She's going to start to attack. Gives it off to Claire Wilson, who gets it over to Mancuso. Mancuso, top of the key to Dacus. Dacus over to Stoffel. Stoffel slows it down and then passes the top of the key to Cunningham to Dacus. As the offense resets. Off to Claire Wilson, who decides to take a 3-point shot. Is up and no good. Rebound's going to go to Conestoga.
Yost is going to bring it down 2-on-1. Yost and Watson. Bounce pass over to Watson. Watson's layup's up and good. Rolls in. So that's going to put the Cougars up by 5. 1:06 left. 24-19 Cougars up.
Stoffel brings the ball down for Roncalli. She sets it over by the Lion logo. Cunningham in to Claire Wilson on the outside, on the side. She's going to go baseline. She's going to attack. Goes posts up and no good. Rebound, Conestoga.
Ackerman's going to get the rebound for the Cougars. Gives it off to Yost. Yost's going to bring it up. 45 seconds left to do some. I don't know if they'll take the last shot. I don't think they are. Yost is going to look around, gets it into Watson. Watson Layup is up and no good.
Rebound, Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson gives it off to Ariana Dacus, who gets it down court. Back to Dacus, who's going up for three. His shot is up and boom! Big three-pointer, pulls them within two with 24 seconds to go.
Steckler looks to get it in. She gets into Yost. 20 seconds left. Back to Steckler. Steckler's going to bring it all by herself. They have a numbers advantage coming down the court. Gives off to Watson. Watson goes up. Her layup's up and no good.
Claire Wilson rebound with 10 seconds to go. Quickly down court. Her pass is long and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Conestoga basketball with 6.5 seconds to go. Up two.
Conestoga, yeah. Steckler's going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. Steckler looking around, wants to get it to Yost. Steckler still looking. Yost is kind of getting pushed around. Roncalli's going to take a late three.
Oh, boom!
Dacus drains the three to put Roncalli up by one going into the half. They go on a little bit of a run of their own there. At the half, it's going to be 25-24. Roncalli up by one.
For the leading Roncalli Crimson Pride at the half, Claire Wilson leads all scorers with 7 points. Dacus' three-pointer puts her up at 6. Abby Bennett has 5, who's been on the bench with a knee injury. 4 points for Morgan Mancuso and 3 for Mia Stoffel. Meanwhile, for the Conestoga Cougars, Gage.
Cougars, Maddie Steckler has 5. Lindy Watson has 6. Maya Cummings has 5. Sophia Ackerman has 2. And McKaylee Madsen has 6.
Thanks for joining us here for the second game of tonight's sub-district play here at the C1-3 at Louisville High School. At the half, right now, Omaha Roncalli with a 25-24 advantage over the Conestoga Cougars. Welcome back into the Lions Den here for the C1-3 sub-district basketball game between Conestoga Cougars and Omaha Roncalli. Up by 1 as we start the third quarter of play. Conestoga will inbound the basketball.
Cummings is going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. She gets it in to Ackerman. Ackerman back to Cummings. Excuse me, that's Steckler. Over to Madsen on the far wing. Madsen dribbles around, gets it back to Steckler. Steckler pulls up for 3. It's up and no good.
Rebound, Claire Wilson for Roncalli. Roncalli will get it off to Stoffel. Stoffel, she'll pass to Mancuso on the wing. Mancuso will move towards the top of the key over to Stoffel. Stoffel over to Dacus, who's going to have to come in and play well for Roncalli. Meanwhile, stolen by Steckler.
Steckler's going to bring it down one-on-one. Her layup's up and no good. But Cummings is going to get the rebound, and her offensive layup's up and no good.
Rebound, Wilson off to Mia Stoffel will attack. Her layup is up and good. Puts Roncalli up 3 with 7:16 to go in the third quarter.
Cummings brings it down the court for the Cougars. Off to Steckler. Steckler skip pass over to Madsen. Madsen wants to get a post entry to Watson, but is denied a bank loan.
That was it was intercepted by Claire Wilson. Meanwhile, the pass went out of bounds as no one was looking for it. It's going to be Conestoga basketball, 7:02 here to go in the third quarter.
Steckler's going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. Cougars setting up an inbound play. Gets it off, and Madsen is going to be fouled by Dacus.
Dacus, this is going to be Dacus's first foul of the game. That's going to be team foul number 1 of the half for Roncalli.
Yeah.
Into the lineup for the Roncalli Crimson Pride will be number 32, Emily Drapinski.
Steckler's going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. Steckler gets around, passes tipped out of bounds by a Crimson Prider.
Crimson Prider, funny. Drapinski goes after the ball and tips it out of bounds.
Steckler's going to look to inbound it yet again. She gets it in, and it's going to be
Mancuso tries to steal it, pass, but taken by Steckler.
Gets it off to Madsen. Madsen's going to bring it down to the near wing. Over to Steckler, back over to Cummings on the opposite wing. Cummings dribbling around, pass over to Steckler. Down to Madsen. Madsen's going to drive, block. Her layup's up and no good off the bottom of the net.
Drapinski has the ball. She's going to be fouled by Madsen of Conestoga. So the ball will stay with Roncalli. That's Madsen's. Gage, Madsen's what?
Oh, that's going to be Madsen's first.
That's first personal foul for Madsen. That's first team foul for Conestoga. Mia Stoffel will bring it up court to Morgan Mancuso. We'll find Alice Cunningham down. It's going to give it off to Claire Wilson, whose shot is up and no good. Claire Wilson, the shot is up and no good. Rebound, Drapinski. 3-point shot by Stoffel is up and no good. Ball's on the floor. Rebounds. It's going to be Madsen.
Yeah, Madsen's going to bring it down. She's going to get trapped up in the corner. 4 Roncalli players trapping her, and Coach Deese is going to call a timeout to get him out of that sticky situation in the corner.
With 6:11 to go in the third quarter, it's going to be 27-24 Roncalli. And back to the trivia question we asked you before the half. Roncalli, how many times has Roncalli been to the state girls tournament? The correct answer is 8 times. And the last time they were there, they lost in the first round of the tournament in 2007. Roncalli has been to the tournament 7 more times than Conestoga has, and has lost twice in the final game, so they have been runner-up twice.
I only got one response, and it was from my dad.
And what did he say?
He said that he enjoys watching Conestoga play basketball when he's not watching the Lions.
Oh, there we go.
I guess that works equally as well. Cummings brings it down. Her layup's up and no good. Watson tips it around. Ball's on the floor. Bodies everywhere, and Roncalli's going to come up with it.
Stoffel gets it off to number 32, Drapinski. Drapinski, top of the key, gets over the wing to number 10, Mancuso. Mancuso to Wilson. Wilson over to Drapinski for 3. Up and no good. Rebound, Ackerman.
Bodies all over the floor.
But meanwhile, Mancuso steals the ball. There's going to be a blocking foul on Conestoga. It looks like it's going to be on Ackerman.
That's going to be Ackerman's third, team's second of the half. Yost is into the game for the Cougars. They're going to give Watson a break.
Looks like Watson taking the bench.
Yeah, Watson took a pretty hard spill there.
Claire Wilson will go up for a shot, but it's going to be foul called on Conestoga's number 24, Ackerman. That's our 4th personal foul, team foul number 3 of the half. Already in foul trouble is Ackerman. Trevor. Claire Wilson going to the line to shoot 2. Her first shot is up and good. Puts Roncalli up 4.
Watson's going to check back into the game for the Cougars. And she's going to give Ackerman a break since she has 4. So we probably won't see her back in until the 4th quarter, until they really need her. And that really hurts the Cougars. She's a 6-foot presence underneath the hoop.
Second shot is up and no good. Stolen by Yost. Yost quickly gets it off.
Yost gives it off to Cummings. Cummings' ball is going to be tipped around. Yost gains possession for the Cougars. Yost is going to take a little bit of a walk for the Cougars. So 5:35 left. Roncalli up by 4, 28-20.
Claire Wilson will inbound to Mia Stoffel. Mia Stoffel will pass up court to Morgan Mancuso. Mancuso over to Stoffel. Stoffel over to Dropinski near the Lions logo. Top of the key to Wilson. Wilson over to Stoffel, who once thought about the shot. Decides to take a 2-point shot inside, but it's going to be rebound Steckler.
And Steckler is going to be fouled. I believe that foul is going to be on number
32, Emily Dropinski. That's her first personal foul. That's going to be team foul number 2 of the half for Roncalli.
Steckler's going to inbound it for the Cougars. Cougars running around, causing a little bit of chaos. She gets it into Yost. Yost is going to bring it up to court. She's doubled, gives it off to Cummings. Cummings brings it down the side of the court. Dribbles in, dribbles out. 3 people trapping her. Roncalli's going to get the steal. And then Yost gets it back, gives it off to Watson. Watson drives into the block. Left-handed layups up, and no good. Almost had it.
Rebound, Claire Wilson quickly to Stoffel. Stoffel up court to Mancuso. Oh, there's no shot. It's going to be foul on the floor. It's going to be on, looks like it's going to be on number 12, Steckler, if I am correct.
Yeah, that's going to be on Steckler.
Steckler, that's going to be team foul number 4. That's Steckler's 3rd personal foul. Conestoga is already in foul trouble. Key people already in foul trouble. Inbound pass to Claire Wilson, who's going to attack the rim, and it's up and no good. Ball's on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to go to...
It's going to go for Conestoga.
Conestoga. Back into the game will be Ariana Dacus checking in for Mancuso, and number 15.
Number 15, Jennifer Sedlacek.
For Conestoga.
For the Conestoga.
Checking in for Steckler, who's in a little bit of foul trouble.
Matson's going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. Oh, they're going to... It's going to be white ball underneath the hoop. A little bit of confusion there.
So it's going to be Mia Stoffel in for Roncalli to Cunningham. Cunningham to Dacus. Dacus will put to the corner to Dropinski. Dropinski over to Stoffel. Stoffel over to Dacus. Dacus over by the Lions logo will be the top of the key to Cunningham. Cunningham's looking for that open pass to Stoffel. Stoffel with a little bit of head fake. Gives it off to Wilson for 2, and it's up and good. Puts up Roncalli by 6 with 4:30 to go.
Yeah, Cummings is going to bring it up to court for the Cougars. Cummings looks around, gets it off to Madsen. Madsen dribbles in, gets it over to Sedlacek in the corner. Sedlacek passes it off to Cummings. Cummings dribbling around. She takes a spill, but she keeps her dribble, and she is pushed around on the floor.
Well, there's going to be a foul on number 14, Mia Stoffel. That's going to be her 2nd personal foul. That's going to be team foul number 3, it should be, of the half.
Into the game for the Cougars is going to be number 20, Sophia Tegels. And then number 10.
Morgan Mancuso comes in for Stoffel.
Yost is going to take control of the ball here. She gives it off to Madsen. Back to Yost. Yost looking around. Gets it off to Sedlacek. Kicks it out to Madsen. Madsen for 3. It's up and no good to the right. Ball's tipped around. And Tegels.
Looks like a jump ball.
Yeah,
it's going to stay with Conestoga.
Conestoga's going to keep it under their hoop. Cougars just have not scored in this half yet. So they need to get the lid off the rim here. Look, Yost is looking around. Gets it off to Madsen. Madsen dribbles around to the elbow. Madsen kicks out to Tegels. Tegels skip pass over to Yost.
And there's going to be
going to get fouled.
Foul called on number 32, Emily Dropinski. That's going to be your 2nd personal foul. 4th team foul of the half with 3:48 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yost looks around. She's looking, gets it into Tegels. Tegels bobbles it, gets it back to Yost, though. And they're going to call
a double dribble.
They're going to call a double dribble on Yost. 3:46 left. Cougars down by 6, 30-24.
Wilson will get it into Dacus. Dacus will bring it up the court for Roncalli. She'll pass over to Mancuso over near the Lions logo. Top of the key to Claire Wilson, who decides to take a three. Shot is up and good.
Open.
Big three-pointer puts them up 9 with 3:32 to go in the third quarter.
Meanwhile, Yost pass is intercepted. Underneath, Dacus is going to be fouled on the way up. Foul's going to be on Yost. She is pretty frustrated with herself.
Dacus is going to go to line for Roncalli. Meanwhile, Teese is going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout for the Conestoga Cougars, who are down 9 here at 3:27 to go, 33-24. We're going to do a quick activity update from one of our teams in this game. AD Jason Aarons had shared that Conestoga has had 4 students or 4 wrestlers qualify for the state wrestling tournament. Keegan Chinney, Braden Ruffner, Cameron Williams, and Carter Plowman. They have their dance team competing at state tomorrow, trying to earn their 5th straight state title, as well as their cheer team competing at the state on Saturday. The girls' team is starting their district tonight, while the boys will start next week. And Conestoga is the host of the speech district on March 8th, which will also bring in teams such as Louisville, Auburn, and York. Next couple weeks will help answer the question that, their seasons have included many individual and team successes, and they want to make sure that all these people are acknowledged for what they have done. So they do want to be thankful for what the NSAA has done to allow this to all happen and appreciate the opportunity to compete and do what they can this year. That was a highlight from Conestoga's activities director, Jason Aarons.
Dacus is going to approach her first free throw. It's up and good. Sinks that one. That puts Roncalli up by 10. They're on a 9-0 run here in the third quarter. Maddie Steckler checks back in for the Cougars. Dacus approaches her second free throw on this trip. And it's going to be up and good. So she goes 2 for 2. Yost is going to look to inbound it. Roncalli still showing that press. Yost brings it up. Bounce pass up to Madsen. Madsen looks around.
Oof.
She's going to dribble around. Almost a questionable traveling call there. Gets it cross court to Sedlacek. Back to Madsen for 3 is up and no good, but Watson's going to get the rebound. Pass is going to be tipped around. Steckler looks around. Steckler is getting trapped. Pass is tipped. Yost is going to fight for it, and they're going to call a foul. I believe that's going to be a foul on
Yost.
Yeah, foul's going to be on number
Jamison Yost.
Yep.
So that's going to be Roncalli basketball with 3:04 here to go in the third period. 35-24, Roncalli. Stoffel will take the inbound pass from Cunningham. The pass will be over to Mancuso. Top of the key to Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson over to Mia Stoffel on the wing. Into Cunningham, back out to Stoffel. Stoffel top of the key to Dacus. Dacus over to Mancuso. Mancuso top of the key to Cunningham. Always looking for that next pass. Dacus has the ball in her hands over the wing. Top of the key to Mia Stoffel over to Mancuso. Mancuso will pass the top key to Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson, but the pass will be knocked out of bounds by Madsen for Conestoga.
She really hustled to get that ball and knock it out of bounds.
Ball will stay with Roncalli with 2:36 to go in the third quarter. Taking the inbound pass will be Morgan Mancuso for Omaha Roncalli. She'll pass off to Mia Stoffel. Top of the key over towards Ariana Dacus. To the top of the key, Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson finds Mia Stoffel. Head fake. Passes off to Mancuso at the top of the key. Over to Dacus. Dacus over to the top of the key to Alice Cunningham. Cunningham over to Morgan Mancuso into Claire Wilson, who's going to attack the lane. Back out to Dacus. Dacus to the top of the key, Mancuso. Mancuso over to Stoffel. Stoffel is going to attack the lane. Pass down to Wilson. Back out to Cunningham. Across to Mancuso. Mancuso down the lane, but no, decides back out. Dacus to the top of the key. Over to Mancuso.
Conestoga playing some really good D here. Keeping it out of the paint.
Making them pass. Over to Dacus on the wing. Dacus to the top of the key to Mancuso. Mancuso's going to attack the lane. She's going to go up. Her shot is up and good. 2-point layup. Puts them up by 13 with 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Pass off the hands of Yost. It's going to stay with Roncalli.
Yeah, I think Conestoga is getting frustrated with themselves here. They're on a 12. Roncalli's on a 12-0 run. Conestoga has not been able to open up the hoop here. With 1:30 left here in the third quarter.
The always exciting moment at a Louisville basketball game when the ball goes down the stairs to the locker room.
That might be the most dreaded thing I've ever been a part of.
Meanwhile, the ball, Mia Stoffel has to pass to Dacus. Dacus, the top of the key to Cunningham, who has to decide what she wants to do with it. Gets it over to Stoffel. Stoffel down to Claire Wilson, who gives it back to the top of the key to Mancuso over to Dacus. Dacus is going to dribble to the top of the key. Pass over to Mancuso, top of the key to Cunningham, who wants to give it to Stoffel. Cunningham looks like a pivot person, so whenever she gets the ball, she's looking for that next pass. So here we go. Cunningham is going to pass off to Dacus. Dacus, top of the key to Mancuso. Mancuso in to Claire Wilson, down to Dacus on the wing. She's going to try to attack, decide against it. Claire Wilson will try to go in, decides to go across court to Mia Stoffel. Stoffel up to the top of the key to Mancuso. Ball's tipped away by Steckler, but maintained to Dacus with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mancuso has the ball, gets it into Wilson, who's going to try to attack baseline, decides against it. Pass is almost errant to Mancuso, top of the key to Stoffel. Stoffel back to Mancuso.
This has been a minute possession down on this side of the court for the Roncalli Crimson Pride. So they're really taking time off the clock here. That foul's going to be on number 12, Maddie Steckler. That's going to be her fourth, team 7th. So Roncalli will go to the line for their 1-and-1 opportunities for the next 3 fouls.
At the line, shooting the 1-and-1 chance. It's going to be number 10, Morgan Mancuso. Her shot is up and no good, but Ariana Dacus comes down with the rebound. She's going to pass out to Cunningham. Cunningham over to Stoffel. Stoffel to Mancuso. Mancuso is going to attack, give it to Claire Wilson, mishandle the ball. She'll maintain possession, but get it out to number 14, Stoffel. Stoffel gives it to Dacus, who's being guarded by Yost, who tried to reach in but denied. Over to Mancuso, over to the wing to Stoffel. Stoffel's going in the lane. Her shot is up and no good. Rebound, Conestoga.
Cummings is going to bring it down the court. 1-on-2. Cummings tries to put it up for a last-second shot. It's going to be no good. At the end of the third quarter, it's going to be 37-24, Roncalli. They went on a 12-0 run. Conestoga did not score that quarter, unfortunately, so that's going to put them behind by a pretty good deficit.
Quick word from one of our sponsors, Witty Physical Therapy. Did you know that you don't always need a script or physician referral to come to a physical therapist? Oftentimes, patients can access a physical therapist without having to see their physician first. To see what insurance requires, Witty Physical Therapy would like you to call them at 402-234-3333. They will take your insurance information down and find out what your benefits are. This can save you time and money and can get you back into the game quicker. Thank you, Witty Physical Therapy, for being a sponsor of C1-3 Sub-District Basketball here from Louisville High School. At this break in the action as we go to the fourth quarter, Roncalli leads 37-24. Leading scorer right now is Claire Wilson for the Roncalli Crimson Pride, followed up by Ariana Dacus with 8. Morgan Mancuso has 6, and both Mia Stoffel and Abby Bennett have 5.
Yeah, scoring totals for the Cougars. Steckler has 5, Watson has 6, Cummings has 5, Ackerman has 2, and McKaylee Madsen has 6.
Roncalli will inbound the ball to start the quarter, and it's into Stoffel from Mancuso. Stoffel's pass is errant, but Mancuso ends up with the ball as she moves towards the Lions logo. She's going to hand it off to Dacus. Dacus will get it at the top of the key to number 12, Alexis Schroeder. Over to Stoffel on the wing. When she backs out, gets it over to Cunningham, who gets it over to Ariana Dacus. Dacus over to the top of the key to Mancuso to Stoffel. Stoffel moves to the top of the key to Cunningham. Cunningham gets it over to Morgan Mancuso to Dacus. Dacus is at the top of the key, loses the handle, but it still ends up in the hand of Mia Stoffel. Stoffel will move to the top of the key, reset the offense. Gives it over to Mancuso, over to number 12, Schroeder. Schroeder over to number 14, Stoffel for 3. Her shot is up and no good. Down in the hands of Conestoga Cougars.
Yeah, Sedlacek's going to get the rebound. She gives it off to Cummings. Cummings is going to bring it down the court for the Cougars. Cummings looking around, gets it off to Yost on the far wing. Yost wants to get it into Sedlacek, but skip pass over to Madsen. Madsen drives block. Layup is up and good. So Conestoga gets the lid off the hoop for this half. That brings them within 11.
Stoffel will bring up the ball for Roncalli. Gives it over to Mancuso, who wants to attack. Get the ball down and in to Schroeder. But it's going to go out of bounds after Schroeder's hands. It's going to be Conestoga basketball down 11. 6:43 to go, 37-26 Roncalli.
Madsen's going to look to inbound it for the Cougars. They're setting up into the game for Roncalli is going to be number
42, Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson being the leading scorer for Roncalli.
Madsen looking around. She wants to get it in. She gets it into Cummings. Cummings brings it up. Dribbles, splits a lot of defenders. Mid-range jumpers up and no good. Almost gets her own rebound. Scrum on the floor. Yost is going to end up with the rebound. Gives it back to Cummings. Cummings skip pass over to Madsen. Madsen going to drive but backs herself out. Skip pass over to Yost. Yost drives block and passes it back out. That's going to be stolen by
Morgan Mancuso.
Yeah. Ball's going to be rolling around. Everyone thought the play should have been dead, but apparently everything stayed in. Yost gets it down to Sedlacek. Sedlacek kicks it out to Madsen. Madsen skip pass over to Cummings. Cummings drives block. Cummings goes up. Her layup's up and no good.
Taken down by Claire Wilson, who gets it out to Ariana Dacus, who moves up court to Morgan Mancuso, who goes up for the layup. They're going to call the block on Conestoga's. I believe that's on Madsen.
Yeah, it was on Madsen. That's going to be Madsen's
second
personal. Team's 8th of the half.
At the line, shooting will be number 10, Morgan Mancuso.
Mancuso's first free throw is going to be up and no good.
No good out the top, back of the iron. Into the lineup for Omaha Roncalli by number 32, Emily Drapinski. Back in the lineup for Conestoga by number 12.
Number 12, Maddie Steckler. Number 24, Sophia Ackerman.
Second shot for Morgan Mancuso with 5:59 to go, down up 11.
Both of those entries for the Cougars both have 4 fouls, so that could be a problem for them.
Ackerman.
Her pass is going to get to Steckler, and Steckler is going to be fouled. Oh. Yeah, foul's going to be on number 32.
Emily Drapinski. That's her third personal foul. That's going to be team foul number 5, fifth of the half for Roncalli.
Yost is going to bring it up the court. She dribbles around, almost gets the ball stolen, but she keeps possession, gives it over to Ackerman. Ackerman kicks it out to Cummings. Cummings for threes, up and no good to the right.
Claire Wilson comes down with the rebound, and she's going to travel off that defensive rebound, so it's going to go to Conestoga with 5:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the ball game. Inbound.
Ackerman's going to look to inbound it. Conestoga moving around. Passed up to Cummings for threes, up and no good. Almost got it to fall. Ackerman gets the rebound and gets the and one. Count underneath. Ackerman's going to go to the line and look make it a 3-point play. Conestoga now within 9. So they're starting to cut down into that lead.
That's going to be Emily Drapinski's 4th personal foul. That's going to be team foul number 6 for Roncalli. Quickly in foul trouble with the last 2 fouls called on her.
Ackerman's free throws up and good. So that brings Conestoga within 8. So we could starting to be getting a ball game here, folks.
Meanwhile, Stoffel's got the ball at the top of the key. She's going to start making a move, gets it off to Drapinski. Drapinski, top of the key, gives it to Mancuso. Mancuso over the wing to Stoffel. Stoffel gives it over to Cunningham. Cunningham moves the ball over towards Mancuso on the wing. Mancuso wants to get it into Claire Wilson, who goes up. It's no good.
Ackerman's going to get the rebound. Gives it off to Yost. Yost is going to bring it down for the Cougars. Maybe a little bit of a push off there, but no. Nothing called. Cummings is going to bring it up. Dribbles down to the opposite wing. Gets it down to Steckler. Steckler pass over to Yost. Yost going to give it to Ackerman. Ackerman's going to drive in. Dribble is going to be
taken by Stoffel. Stoffel will move it down court quickly for Roncalli. Gets it out to Mancuso. Mancuso thought about a 3. Passes off to Cunningham for 2. It's up and no good. Rebound Wilson, who looks like she might have been hacked from behind, but Yost takes it.
Yost gives it off to Cummings. Cummings is going to be fouled. Foul's going to be on number 14.
Number 14, Mia Stoffel. That's her 3rd personal foul. That's team foul number 7. Then you're going to go to the 1-and-1.
Conestoga now in the bonus. Both teams are in the bonus. 7 and 8 fouls for each team. 4:37 left here in the game. Conestoga down by 8. Looking to make that 7, possibly 6. Cummings free throws up and no good.
Rebound's going to go to Stoffel, but they're talking about the kick. And it's going to go to Roncalli.
Roncalli's going to gain possession here. 4:34 left. Some fans getting rambunctious in the building.
Rambunctious. Very good word there, Gage.
Yes.
Miss Peterson would be proud. Stoffel will move it up court to Cunningham. Cunningham over to the top of the key to Dropinski. Dropinski over to Wilson on the wing. She's going to go towards the lane, over to the corner to Dropinski for three. It's up and good. Big three-pointer. Puts them up double digits with 4:15 to go in the game.
Yost brings it down. She's going to get trapped. Gets it over to Cummings. Cummings brings it down to the wing. Roncalli showing that zone, which is giving them a lot of trouble. Cummings gives it off to Steckler. Steckler dribbles around, and Steckler's going to be pushed around. Falls down.
Foul's going to be on Mia Stoffel. That's going to be her 4th personal foul. Team foul number 8 of the half. It's going to be 4-minute mark.
Coach,
shooting 1 and 1.
Coach Teese giving Ackerman some wise words of advice to maybe look at the scoreboard is what he was pointing at. Steckler goes to the line for her 1 and 1. First one's up and no good, but Ackerman's going to get the rebound, and it's stolen by
Taken by
Roncalli.
Claire Wilson. Wilson gets it out to Mancuso. Mancuso quickly down the court. Finds Rapinski underneath. Ball's going to get knocked out of bounds by Conestoga. It's going to stay with Roncalli with 3:52 to go. Stoffel will move towards the end line to start this inbound pass. Find Claire Wilson. Attacks the lane, gets it out to Mancuso. Mancuso moves towards the top of the key. Top of the key, Mancuso gives it over to Cunningham on the wing. Cunningham finds Wilson. Top of the key, decides to back off. And wants to get it to Stoffel. Stoffel attacks the lane. Oh, she's going to be fouled.
That's going to be on someone. Someone's going to be fouling out here. That's going to be on Steckler. Steckler is going to foul out of the game. That's going to be her 5th. Yeah, that's going to be her 5th, so she's going to be out of the game.
Maddie Steckler is going to finish this ball game with what, Gage?
Steckler's stats. Leaving the game, she has 5 points, couple rebounds, and 5 fouls.
Back in the lineup for Conestoga will be number 33.
33, Madsen, and number 20, Tagles.
At the line, shooting will be Stoffel. Stoffel's shot is up and good. Increasing the lead to 41 and 29 with 3:34 to go.
Madsen thought they were going to inbound it on the baseline, but turns out to just be an embarrassing moment. But we all have them.
Always. Stoffel's second shot is up and good off the bank. 42-29 with 3:34 to go.
The Human Torch was granted a bank loan there.
Yep, very, very true.
Yes, Madsen is going to dribble baseline, but she dribbles back out. Madsen looking around. She's trapped in the corner, needs to get it out, gets it over to Yost at the top of the wing. Yost pass off to Madsen. Madsen going to dribble around. Madsen gets it down to Ackerman. Ackerman driving in. Her layup's up and off the bottom of the hoop. But Lindy Watson gets the offensive rebound, and the ball stolen from her.
Stoffel has it. Will slowly bring the ball up for Roncalli. Roncalli senses this game is their advantage from here on out with 3 minutes to go. Claire Wilson has the ball. And a travel is called.
Dacus back in for Roncalli. And Cummings is going to be back in for Conestoga.
Madsen will inbound this ball for Conestoga.
Conestoga looking to inbound it here. Sorry, I'm tired. Gets it into Yost. Yost is going to bring it up. Splits a couple defenders. Yost
Dacus steals the ball, gets in the hands of Mancuso. Mancuso quickly to the top of the key, decides to get back to Stoffel to slow it down for the Crimson Pride. Crimson Pride gets it over to Claire Wilson. Claire Wilson to the top of the key. Gets it to Mia Stoffel. Stoffel to the top. She's going to attack the lane. Goes up.
They're going to call a block on Yost, I think. That foul is going to be Yost's 3rd personal, team's 10th. So they'll be in the, Roncalli's going to be in the
double bonus.
Double bonus here. Stoffel's going to go to the line for 2. Automatically, regardless, make or miss. But she does make it anyways. So that puts Conestoga up by 14.
Conestoga down by 14.
Or that puts Conestoga down by 14. Excuse me. Second free throw is going to be up and
the bounce.
No good.
No good.
Pass is going to be tipped out of bounds off of Watson. So Roncalli is going to maintain possession under their own hoop.
43-29 with 2:27 to go. Mia Stoffel will inbound the pass. Finds Claire Wilson in the lane. She's going to go up for the shot. It's up and no good. Rebound, Lindy Watson.
Lindy Watson's going to bully her way around in the paint. Gives it off to Cummings. She's going to bring it up the court. for the Cougars. Cummings, maybe a little bit of a push off there. Cummings pulls up for 3. It's up and no good. Ball bounces around. And Roncalli's going to call a timeout on the floor. They're going to call that a 30-second timeout just to maybe avoid that situation of a jump ball.
And a quick look at other activities from the Roncalli Crimson Pride, according to AD Jim Meister. The boys basketball team was the Ashland Greenwood Holiday champions and also the River City Conference runner-up. Meanwhile, their swimmers, they had qualified 2, Catherine Little and Walker Gable. Their girls basketball team was also the runner-up at Ashland Greenwood, and they have had 7 athletes sign letters of intent to play college sports. So there's a bit of a activity update from the Omaha Roncalli Crimson Pride.
Very athletic school.
Always seems like they're always doing well in activities and athletics.
Their boys basketball team is really good. I know that. I done heard it somewhere.
Crimson Pride will inbound the ball. Claire Wilson will two-hand pass down to Cunningham, who's all by herself. Decides to bring it back out to Mia Stoffel with 2 minutes to go in this ball game. She's up near the Lion logo. Gets it over the wing to Alice Cunningham, who decides to get it to Claire Wilson, who's going to back out to Ariana Dacus. Dacus gets it over to Stoffel. Stoffel's playing a little bit of keep away right now as Roncalli holds the ball with a 14-point lead. Dacus will look for the next pass over to Stoffel. Stoffel to the top of the key. There's a little bit of an aggressiveness by Cummings, but over to Dacus. Dacus at the top of the key to Stoffel. Stoffel fakes, gets it over to Dacus. Dacus to the top of the key, gives it over to Cunningham. A little game of keep away. Over to Mancuso. Mancuso pass is errant and goes out of bounds, out the door to the entryway to our activities center here at Louisville High School.
Yeah.
1:19 to go. Roncalli with the 14-point advantage, 43-29.
I wonder if they got lost.
Probably ended up in the shop classroom of Mr. Jesse Sweep.
Oh, that would be a terrifying thing.
Big shout out to all of you listening from all the way up, maybe somewhere north, all the way south. Thanks for joining us on the LPS activities account on YouTube.
Matson gives it off to Cummings. Cummings is going to bring it across the court. She might just go coast to coast for herself. Left-handed layup's up and good. Coach Teese is going to call a timeout. Conestoga down by 12. 1:13 left here in the game. Conestoga also in the double, Roncalli in the double bonus.
Meanwhile, Conestoga needs a couple more fouls before they could join them in the double bonus. Coach Thies wants to make sure that they have a chance here. Big, not giving up that fighting spirit of a team down by 12.
Yeah, they started to make a little bit of a run there at the end of the third quarter. They got within 7 or 6, I think. Then they kind of fell off again and went into a little scoring drought like they did at the beginning of the second half.
Coach Thies wants to make sure they wanted to keep 42's touches in the paint very little, but I mean right now Claire Wilson is leading point getter for Roncalli, and Coach Jensen made sure if they could get to 50, they would have this game in their favor.
And they're almost there.
Keeping Conestoga down below 40 also is to their advantage.
And they've also done that. So that's a win-win.
As we come out of the timeout, it's going to be Roncalli basketball with 1:13 to go.
Yeah, Roncalli's going to look them at it. Oh, she's running baseline.
Baseline gets it to Stoffel. Stoffel down in the corner. Oh, she's going to be fouled. That's going to be Ackerman's 5th foul. She's going to foul out of this ball game.
That's 2 foul outs for the Cougars, Steckler and Ackerman.
Coach Thies goes to comfort Ackerman as she goes to the bench.
There's some hope for this Conestoga Cougar squad, though. They're really, really young, I've noticed. They only have a couple seniors on their roster. So some hope for them next year.
See some comforting going on down on that Conestoga bench. Meanwhile, the first shot is up and no good for Roncalli. With 1:10 to go, Roncalli 12-point advantage. Second shot is up and good by Stoffel. That puts them up by 13 with 1:10 to go.
Yost is going to bring it down. 1:05 left here in the game. Yost dribbles around on the wing. Yost is going to take it to the block, guarded by Dacus. She wants to kick it out. She does. Gets it over to Madsen, over to Cummings. Cummings looking around. Gets it back to Madsen. Madsen on the opposing wing. Madsen dribbles down, but ultimately comes back up. Gives it back to Yost with a nice one-handed catch. Yost dribbles around, and her layup's up and no good, but she is going to be fouled on the way up. So she'll go to the line for 2. That foul is going to be on number 42.
Claire Wilson, that's her first personal foul of this game. 9th team foul of the half at the line, shooting.
Yost's first free throw is up and good. So that puts the Cougars down by 12. Maybe just a little too much, a little too late sort of deal here.
Winner takes on Louisville in the championship of this sub-district on Thursday.
Yep. And Yost drains her second free throw. That's going to be a full timeout from Coach Teese of Conestoga. 43.3 seconds left. Conestoga down by 11.
Going back and checking the stats, Claire Wilson still has leads with Roncalli with 13 points. Mia Stoffel has 9. Ariana Dacus has 8. Checking in for Conestoga for stats. Gage?
Conestoga, stat-wise, Maddie Steckler also fouled out. She had 5 points, 2 rebounds. Lindy Watson, 6 points. Jamison Yost, 2 points. Maya Cummings, 7 points. Sophia Ackerman, 5 points. And leading scorer for the Cougars, number 33, McKaylee Madsen with 8 points.
At this point, the Louisville Lions, who have been sitting here watching and scouting, the girls have started to exit the gymnasium. Well, they've seen all they need to know as they get ready for their next opponent on Thursday. Live from here at the Lions Den at Louisville High School for the championship of this sub-district C1-3.
Winner gets to advance maybe to see a spot in the state tournament.
Correct.
Yeah.
Claire Wilson will inbound this pass, finds Mia Stoffel, who's all by her lonesome, quickly down court. Maintains basketball, being guarded by Madsen. Madsen trying to make sure she does nothing offensively. Cunningham has it, gets over to Claire Wilson with 30 seconds to go. Claire Wilson will back it off towards the Lion logo at the middle of the court. She's going to start attacking to Stoffel. Stoffel back towards the Lion logo to the middle of the court.
Yeah,
I believe Conestoga is just going to be fine with letting the time run out on this one. Claire Wilson, they said the tip off the ball, not a foul.
5 seconds left.
Stoffel has the ball as the time ticks out. Cunningham has it, being guarded by Watson, and that is the buzzer.
Final score for this game, Roncalli Catholic with 44, Conestoga Cougars with 33.
Number 2 defeats number 3 and will be facing the number 1 Louisville Lions.
So the bracket plays out 1 versus 2. Thursday, I don't know what time they'll play at.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
on Thursday the 18th. Thanks for listening in on the LPS activity account of Sub-District Basketball live here from the Lions Den at Louisville High School. This has been Nick Krause along with
Gage Schulting.
Along with Chase Rasby from Master Control to our right. Thanks for joining us here tonight and have a great night.